All right, guys, we are getting ready for Geek Cave Live. Just give us a few minutes to set up the equipment. Listen to this awesome music on the NES Classic, which is what we're going to be playing. Bear with us, folks. We're still getting set up for Geek Cave Live. While we do that, just a reminder, at 11 o'clock, we're going to be giving away another prize pack. That includes a shirt from Shirtosaurus and a book, Warlock Holmes by G.S. Denning, which he was kind enough to sign for us. You can give to our Extra Life effort at geekcavepodcast.com/extralife2017. That's Extra Life 2017. Just a couple more minutes, guys.
Give me a minute. Sure, volume's up.
Okay, folks, we're just moments away.
Right.
This is going to be beautiful. We'll start this off with an intro that Kent Harris made for us out of Nashville, Tennessee.
It's the Geek Cave Podcast's live annual Extra Life Marathon for Children's Miracle Network. Donate now to help your local Children's Miracle Network hospital at geekcavepodcast.com. Now, here are your hosts, Darren Wright, Justin White, and Chad Savage.
And welcome to Geek Cave Live! There's nobody here to cheer.
Woo!
Everyone's asleep. We are almost 12 hours in
Yeah.
to the 2017 podcast. I'm Darren.
I'm Justin.
I'm Chad.
We are raising money for the Geek Cave Marathon for Extra Life, and right now we're over $2,100 for Children's Miracle Network. That's really exciting, guys. You can pose if you want. I don't care.
Okay.
We got someone in the corner taking photos of us. It's creepy, but it's fine.
It works.
And we're playing the NES Classic. Chad immediately dies. We're starting off with Super Mario Brothers. We are going to be
It
playing.
is amazing to me how many times that damn Goomba. This is probably the most dangerous Goomba in the game.
Most lethal
It has
Goomba.
the most kills.
Mostly.
Yes.
So, while Chad does that, we're going to
Oh,
continue.
there's a bunch of dead mushroom people.
Yay!
There's a bunch of dead mushroom people. There's a bunch of
Yay!
dead mushroom people.
So,
Yeah. Comics. This is the comic book segment as normal. Well, not normal. This is special. We're all here. We're all live. Hi to the folks on Twitch. How you doing?
hey, Twitch, you can still donate, by the way, even if you're not hearing this podcast live.
Yes.
Just go to geekcavepodcast.com/extralife2017. The marathon, the donations are open until the end of the year.
Yeah. So even if you miss out on donating during our specific event,
What's wrong with you?
calm down. They are the sweetest smelling listeners ever.
Carry on.
You can still donate to the greater cause. So comic books, Darren. While Chad is deedling it up,
Has the controller for this always been this small?
Yeah, that's the standard NES controller.
your hands just got bigger.
Damn, what happened to me in the last 20 years?
Damn, girl. All right, give me a second.
It's cute.
Give me a second. I'm pulling up my notes because we're kind of scrambling to make this happen. We had a D&D session that just went off the rails. Okay.
That's one way of putting it.
Comics. So,
Yeah, Darren, what do you got for comics?
Secret Empire sucks.
Secret Empire sucks. Good
Next.
to know.
Yeah. So Marvel's been doing this whole Secret Empire thing where Captain America is secretly a Nazi, but it's okay.
What?
This
Why didn't you tell me about this?
because it's stupid. This living personification of the cosmic cube is the reason she went back and rewrote history. So apparently he grew up a Nazi and has always been a Nazi. I did not see that coming. Ha 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 ha. And people freaked out. Cap launches this big invasion of America. He's in control. DT podcast. He is in control of the United States. And there's a group of superheroes that are against him because until maybe like a week ago, they thought Cap was great. And it turns out he was a sleeper agent for Hydra. Okay, so when the Cosmic Cube Girl went and did all these shenanigans, if you're still following me, she apparently split part of Steve Rogers off just in case she needed another Steve Rogers. So...
Well, that's thinking ahead, using the old noodle.
Yeah, you know what that is called? That's called editorial freaking out. So, Steve Rogers...
What do you mean people are angry that he's Hydra?
So, Steve Rogers just, apparates in front of Hydra Cap and punches him in the face and hits him with Thor's hammer. And basically everything goes away because, I didn't mean to. It wasn't me. So, all this... Oh, by the way, Black Widow's dead.
What?
How'd that happen? Did she get between the hammer and...
No, she got between Captain America, or Hydra Cap, and Miles Morales and was shot by a sniper. So her death means nothing.
Of course. Because
she was trying to prevent Miles from fulfilling some kind of prophecy that he was going to kill Captain America, but it turns out it wasn't Captain America, it was really an evil version of You know what?
So Miles could still kill Captain America.
It's stupid.
Well, yes.
It's stupid. I hated it.
Nice shot, by the way, Chad.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Chad's hitting Goombas with fireballs.
Chad's sniping Goombas. It's fantastic.
The only other thing I have for comics, because, DC still got Dark Knight's Metal going on, but it's weird and I haven't been following it just because I don't know what the hell is going on.
I don't either. Everybody looks...
Apparently Hawkman is responsible for 80% of the DC universe, and Nth Metal is everywhere, and now there's bunch of evil Batman running around with different superhero powers.
Yeah, that's true.
And, it's a very heavy metal-esque kind of artwork, but it's just, I don't know, it lost me. And finally, Hasbro is suing DC Comics over Bumblebee.
Yeah.
Because, when you think Bumblebee, admittedly, the first thing you think of is the yellow Transformer, at least first thing I think of.
Well, the first thing I think of is the buzzing actual Bumblebee
Something
type
that
thing.
could murder me, yes.
Yes, I have people in my family who are allergic to bees. It's like you say Bumblebee, and my
you
first...
have people in your family that are allergic to dirt.
This is true. This is not a joke. I have people in my family who, if it's slightly dirty, they start sneezing.
But yeah, DC apparently has a character named Bumblebee as well. She's part of the DC Superhero Girls lineup. And Hasbro is suing. That's pretty much it.
Okay. Does this DC character Bumblebee is it a robot?
Okay. Hasbro, no.
Okay. Wait. Let me finish.
Okay.
Does this person or persons transform into a vehicle of some sort?
No, she's more like a ripoff of the Wasp.
How long's she been around? Tell me 79.
Okay.
Because that'd be awesome.
1977.
Oh, that's even more awesome.
That's even better.
Whereas Hasbro says that they started selling Bumblebee toys in 1983.
So, Hasbro, shut up.
Yeah, DC's Bumblebee, although she's not as well known, has been around longer.
Also, it's not the same thing. One is a car that transforms into a robot.
The other's a lady.
The other is a lady who's dressed like an actual bumblebee.
It's weird.
It's weird.
Comics are weird.
Yes, they are. But the fact of the matter is, they're not the same. Now, I could see if this, oh no, it's, our Bumblebee transforms into a truck. Totally, it's not the same. No, this is not the same.
Yeah, one more thing. Apparently, we now know the Joker's real identity.
Is it Jack Napier?
If you saw the 89 Batman movie, you already know.
Is it Jack Napier?
It's Jack Napier.
Can't they come up with anything original?
Well, there's metal. And shut up. Just read Superman Rebirth. It's great. That's all I got. Darren out.
Darren out. Chad, I know you're busy sniping winged turtles, but do you have anything?
Not tonight.
Not tonight. Okay.
Donate to Extra Life.
Yes, donate to Extra Life. Generally, I don't have any news, so I guess we should just get straight into the long box.
Long box!
I've been doing this for a while, the long box segment. It seems to be going over pretty well. What do you think?
So far, so good.
Yeah.
Mr. I have nothing in my segment to claim.
It's passable.
It's passable, yeah.
I'm giving you shit. It's great.
Yeah, well...
I enjoy it.
I've been thinking, what this really needs, Chad...
A dangerous pastime.
Chad has his random movie review, and Kent did a great intro for it. I think the long box needs an intro.
Go on.
So I've been doing some thinking, and, Kent?
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Prepare yourself for Justin's long box. Yeah, baby. Extra long.
What just happened?
I don't know, but I loved it.
What in the hell just happened?
I just made the comic segment 100 times more sexy. And considering that
Oh
we
my
were
God.
already at capacity, we are overflowing with sexy.
Oh my god. I had no idea.
Thank you, Ken. Yeah, I know. I've been waiting for weeks to show you guys that.
Okay, alright. September 1st, 2017 is the greatest day in the history of the Geek Cave.
Yes, thank you to Kent. I couldn't have done that without him. That was fantastic. I'm not even going to tell you how long it took me to record all that music.
Oh my god.
Oh. Anyway, so, long box, as the intro so eloquently pointed out. This month, speaking of 2017, August 28th of this year would have marked Jack Kirby's 100th birthday. For those of you who don't know, Jack Kirby was...
You son of a...
Not Kirby.
Not Kirby. Chad got hit by a flying fish. Jack Kirby was one
Just
of...
as prophecy foretold.
was one of the front runners of art in comic books in the early in the 1920s and 30s and well into the 90s when he passed away. He'd worked all his life. He helped create such characters as Captain America and the Fantastic Four. His artwork has been revered and emulated over the years. I'm not a huge fan of it, but I can see where it was influential. So I thought in honor of King Kirby's 100th birthday this year, I'd give him a little shout out on the long box. So, Jacob Kurtzberg, otherwise known as Jack Kirby, was born on August 28, 1917 in New York City, kind of on the Lower East Side. His parents were Austrian Jewish immigrants who came to America.
Not you.
Yeah, well, it's hard to tell with you. I'm sorry if I'm stammering because I keep getting distracted by Chad. That's the downside of doing Geek Cave Live. I get distracted. His parents were Austrian Jewish immigrants. His father worked in a garment factory. Very, very low income neighborhood that Kirby grew up in, desperately trying to escape it. He taught himself kind of how to draw. and influenced by comic strips of the time. He tried to get into the Educational Alliance in New York, but was rejected because apparently he drew too fast with charcoal. I'm not sure what that means, but apparently you're supposed to take your time. In 1936, he joined the Lincoln newspaper syndicate, working on a couple of comic strips and a single-panel advice column cartoons, such as "Know your health comes first." So I don't even want to know what the hell kind of stuff he was drawing for that.
Insert dirty joke here.
Yeah, pretty much. In 1939,
It's nighttime.
he made the move to animation and worked at Fleischer Studios as an in-betweener, the artist who kind of fills in the action between major movements on Popeye cartoons, oddly enough.
Right.
But he felt that he had to get out of there because it was basically a factory, but instead of making garments, you were making pictures.
Fair
So
enough.
he got tired of that. In 1940, his family moved to Brooklyn, where he met his future wife, Rosalind
Oh
Goldstein.
my god.
What?
You missed 2 coins.
No, 20 years I've been playing this game, I never realized that you make Mario's face when you... God bless it.
Anyway.
Be the most confusing podcast.
It usually is.
Yeah,
It's usually
generally,
pretty
yes.
confusing, yeah.
His family moved to Brooklyn in 1940, where he met his future wife, Roz Goldstein. They were engaged very quickly and had been married up until he died. Around this time, he also moved to Fox Syndicate, where he met up with editor Joe Simon, and they started working on projects together. They moved to Timely Comics, which would later become Marvel Comics, where they created Captain America.
He throws his mighty shield.
Yes, he throws his mighty shield.
I applaud the name change though. Marvel's way better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not very timely sometimes.
No, not really. The first issue of Captain America was released in 1941, and it sold out in days. The second printing sold millions of copies. I mean, this was these guys were a notable creatable force in the industry now. They decided to leave because they weren't getting paid that well, so they sought work with National Comics, which would become DC Comics. Guys just bouncing around all over the place. While at National/DC, they revamped such characters as the Sandman, not Neil Gaiman's Sandman, but the original hero Sandman. He wore a gas mask and a fedora.
Fair enough.
What's not to love? It was during... Then World War II hit, and sure enough, he was drafted. While at National, they had asked him to kind of come up with an inventory of material to deal with his absence, and he did. They hired writers and inkers and letters, and he created a year's worth of material before joining the Army. He landed 2 months after D-Day, and upon his lieutenant learning that he was a comic artist, he was sent to scout ahead and make advanced drawings of towns and whatnot, because you got an artist, why not?
Yeah.
He was honorably discharged after suffering severe frostbite to his lower extremities, so bad they thought they would have to amputate one of his legs. But he got better. At least it didn't affect his hands. Let's see. After coming back from the war, he rejoined his partner Joe Simmons, where they teamed up on a series of romance comics.
Ooh.
Yeah, so the man who created Captain America hit his biggest stride of the time creating romance comics, such as Young Romance. And it became their biggest... Young Romance #1, cover date 1947, became their biggest hit in years. 92% of its print run was sold out. It just sold like gangbusters. over the years, Kirby's and Simmons' partnership became strained, and they parted friends, but Kirby wanted to stay in the comic book industry while Simmons moved elsewhere. Kirby went back to Timely Comics, now known as Atlas Comics, the direct predecessor of Marvel. So they're still trying out name changes here. And it was brought to editor-in-chief Stan Lee's attention to get Kirby back in and do some stuff. He was still not entirely happy with the way he had been treated before, so he was also doing freelance work for now DC Comics at the time. One of the most notable things was he did included 11 6-page Green Arrow stories in World's Finest that kind of pulled the hero away from his more traditional Batman motif, because he's basically a Batman ripoff with arrows, and put him more in a science fiction kind of scenario, which kind of pissed off the co-creator, but oh well.
Oh well.
He eventually parted ways with DC at this point and became, strictly freelance for what is now Marvel Comics. It was during this collaboration that he and Stan Lee hit gangbusters with the Fantastic Four in 1961. This was a revolutionary comic on multiple levels. Jack Kirby became so influential at Marvel Comics, that they wanted all other artists to basically copy his style. He became their blueprint for work. Their kind of guiding spirit. Any artist that would be brought in, they taught him how to do Kirby. And this was kind of a way to teach everyone to kind of reconcile their opposing opinions under one point of view. You do Kirby, you do good. In addition to the Fantastic Four, he also helped create the Hulk, Thor, Iron Man, the original X-Men, Doctor Doom, Magneto, Ego the Living Planet, and the Inhumans, and Black Panther. Yeah, Jack Kirby helped create Black Panther, comics' first known African-American superhero.
He was busy.
He was busy, yeah. And this is just, in the 1960s. And in fact, he was actually supposed to draw the original Spider-Man comic, but Stan Lee chose Steve Ditko at the last minute to redraw it. He did draw it. He drew the first Spider-Man story, but Stan Lee had Steve Ditko redraw it kind of at the last minute. He was also instrumental in putting the Avengers together. Why have them separated? Let's put them all together. He drew the first Avengers comic, which also pulled back Captain America into the Marvel fold. Speaking of Captain America, Joe Simmons, around 1968-69, tried to sue for copyright ownership of Captain America, but that didn't go so well for him, and Marvel owns the rights, obviously. He was expanding the medium's boundaries, devising photo collage covers and interiors, new drawing techniques and methods of depicting energy fields, which became known as the Kirby Crackle.
Yep. There's a band called that now.
I love that. He became increasingly dissatisfied with Marvel yet again, including resentment over Stan Lee's increasing media prominence. Stan Lee, he's the man at Marvel. He's the guy who gives the House of Ideas their ideas.
He's great at marketing himself.
Yeah. Who's Jack Kirby? Oh, him. He's nobody.
Yeah.
He was starting to become the Bill Finger of Marvel, and Jack was not the kind of man to take that lightly. So he left and went to DC, where he was kind of given free reign to a degree, and where he created his Fourth World saga, which includes the New Gods, Mr. Miracle, the Forever People, and Darkseid, the bad baddie of the DC universe.
He also worked on, interestingly enough, Superman's pal
Jimmy Olsen, yeah. And I think that's where Darkseid made his first appearance.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, there you go. He was kind of given that because they had a rotating staff, and it was one of those things where it wouldn't... it wouldn't affect anybody because there was, just a rotating staff or whatever. He also created characters Omak and Kamandi, the last human. But
the guy who has long flowing hair and hangs out with apes and cats and stuff.
Charlton Heston.
Sure.
However, things at DC were also getting strained. There was a lot of politics going on that Kirby didn't agree with. He was often forced to work on projects he didn't want to do. And some of the other artists weren't happy that he was there because he kind of threatened their position there.
Right.
Also, he worked for Marvel, and there was a lot of bad blood and legal issues still going on. He was just, I don't want to say he was a pariah, but he was great to have around from a marketing standpoint, but not so much a working standpoint.
Yeah.
In 75, he returned to Marvel again to work on a few other things with Stan Lee. Captain America's Bicentennial Battles and big treasure oversized books. But that eventually faded again, and this time he went to animation, working for Hanna-Barbera, creating what?
Chad just missed an invincibility star.
Aw.
He went to animation.
Damn. Yeah, he went to animation, working for Hanna-Barbera, doing designs for like Thundar the Barbarian, the Centurions, and he worked on the new Fantastic Four animated series, which also put him back in contact with Stan Lee, which I'm sure he was thrilled about.
Yeah, I'm not thrilled about Herbie, but everything else is fine.
Herbie the robot.
Herbie the robot, yeah.
Yeah, well, they
We couldn't have the Human Torch because he's a man on fire. I get it.
Yeah, I get it.
Lame.
Kids back then were stupid.
Yeah. Back then.
Yeah, back then. During the 80s and 90s, up until his death, he started working with non-traditional, comic book publishers such as Topps. The people who make the baseball cards.
Yeah.
They had a comic book run.
Yeah, their gum once cut my cheek.
Yeah. Kirby created entire universes for them, like Captain Victory and the Galaxy Rangers, Bombast, and just a random assortment of things that he had complete creative control over. He went back to DC very briefly to redesign characters from his Fourth World saga for the Superpowers toys. You squeeze the legs and they do.
I had most of those. Those were great.
Yeah, he redesigned some of the characters he created for the toy line, so he got income from those.
Yeah.
And the publisher at DC made sure of that. It's like, these are his designs. He gets,
right.
Yeah. So there's that. The very last thing he worked on before he died was something called Phantom Force. And it was based on an 8-page pitch for an unused Bruce Lee comic back in 78. Unfortunately, on February 6, 1994, he died of heart failure at the age of 76.
He was the king.
He was the king. There have been some kind of ongoing legal battles with his estate.
Yeah.
His children have been trying to, I guess, get more rights to their father's creations. They basically sued Disney, 20th Century Fox, Universal Pictures, Paramount Pictures, and Sony in an attempt to gain control of the various Silver Age Marvel characters, which Marvel at the time had sold off because they were hemorrhaging money at the time. Now, not so much, I don't think.
Yeah. DC had a chance to buy Marvel at one point.
Why they didn't, I don't know.
Well, it's DC.
It's DC, yeah. That went all the way to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court sided in favor of Marvel, and they didn't win. They did settle out of court, so everything was kind of dropped on the down low. But that, in a nutshell, is the life of the late, great Jack Kirby, the king of comic books.
He did a lot. I mean, he did more than most for the industry, and obviously his influence is still felt today.
It is. I mean, there are people out there who are still active in the comic book industry who can cite him as a reason for getting into it. So there you go. That's the long box with its new intro that is staying, whether Darren likes it or not.
Oh, I love it. I wish I had the forethought to have a special intro for me, but I don't have a special thing in the gaming segment. I don't.
You get your own little your own little section, and then you can have your own intro.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. It's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine.
So that's it for the comic book segment. Stay tuned, because Geek Cave Live is still continuing. The Extra Life Marathon is still continuing until like 11 a.m. Eastern Time tomorrow morning. If you're listening to this after the fact,
September 2nd.
Then it's already done, yes.
Yeah. But, you can donate all the way up until the end of November. It is just geekcavepodcast.com/extralife2017. If you're listening to us live on Twitch, you can donate right now and still be in the running for an NES Classic, which is what we're playing during the Geek Cave Live portion of the marathon.
Yeah, so if you're actually watching on Twitch, that's what we're playing.
Yeah, and it's the real deal. It's not one of those boxes you see on Facebook that's got like 500 video games in it, and half of them are games you've never heard of.
Not a Raspberry.
It's not a Raspberry Pi. This is legit. These are the things that you can't find in stores anymore because Nintendo doesn't believe in stop. You know what? I'm not gonna.
You got
GameStop.
you got your own segment to rant in.
Yeah, thank you GameStop for providing that. More Geek Cave to come. GeekCavePodcast.com/extralife2017. Every dollar counts. It goes straight to Children's Miracle Network. And for you listening to the recorded version of the podcast, we'll see you in a moment.
It takes a lot more concentration to do this than I remember.
For those of you following along on Twitch, we're still here.
Yeah,
and
hi.
We're going to switch hosts as soon as Chad wants to.
You go right ahead. Are you ready?
Yeah, but I won't be playing Mario.
Well, go ahead and
I
reset
thought, no, it's gaming, so I was playing.
All right.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Justin,
Yeah.
you want to pick up where I am, or you want to play something different?
I'm going to play something different.
All right.
All right, reset it. Here's the...
There you go. All right. And we are recording a new track. So, Twitch audience, don't be alarmed. But we're going to do the intro again. So,
Hold on. I need to... If I'm going to play, I want to get situated.
I need more length for my mic. All right.
I don't know. You'd have to talk to him.
We don't have Mortal Kombat on this.
No, comment window.
Oh, comment when. Oh, that's right, for Twitch. You'll have to pull it up on the Twitch app. But a little bit of inside baseball there, folks. Anyway, 3, 2, 1.
Are we recording?
We are recording. We
Yay.
are back. Geek Cave Live.
We're not
Still
gonna do
nothing.
the intro again?
No, we're not. No,
whatever.
It's Twitch. It's live. It's screw it. Geek Cave Podcast Live. We are raising money for Children's Miracle Network. We are in almost to hour 12 of our 24-hour marathon for 2017. We've raised more than $2,100. We are really excited.
So far.
Yeah, so far. I'm Darren.
I'm Justin.
I'm Chad.
And thank you very much. We've got a new follower on Twitch. Vale's mom, I guess. Whoever Vale is, his mom's following. Congratulations. By the way, coming up in just a little bit, for those of you watching on Twitch, we're going to be doing another giveaway. We've got tons of giveaways. Thank you to our sponsors, Shirtosaurus, GameStop, BuzzTime, all helping us out, as well as our friends at Warner Brothers, our friends at DC Comics, and and Justin just crashed an Excite bike. So, speaking of comics, it's time for the gaming segment. Yeah,
speaking of comics.
I was segueing in. It's live, and I am tired. Games. Does anyone have anything besides me?
I do.
Oh,
Chad, go.
All right, so it's been a long time since I've turned on Fallout 4.
Yeah.
Turns out once you play a game that's that long and involved, it takes some time to decide to play it again. Anyway, but I turned it on, and apparently there's been a couple of patches, one of which has added support for the modding community, even on the PlayStation. You know, it's not just PC, because that was what we were worried about. 6 months ago or so, it was looking like the modding community was only going to be able to deal with stuff on Xbox and PC.
Yeah.
And so now there's support for not only for the modding community, but also for modders to be able to make some money off of that. And you can sort by rating, you can sort by popularity, etc. and so forth, which is kind of cool. So for those of you still hardcore in Fallout 4, go forth and enjoy the new mods available to you. This past week, Uncharted Lost Legacy, actually I guess it would have been 2 weeks ago from the time we're recording, Uncharted Lost Legacy was released, and I got to play it, and Darren has not, although we have played it at his house now without him. So if you've been watching on Twitch during our marathon, you've seen some of it. But what am I saying? It's been 2 weeks. You have seen some of it.
I haven't. Well, not till today.
But in Uncharted Lost Legacy, you play the role of Chloe Fraser, who is first introduced in Uncharted 2. And accompanying her is Nadine Ross, last seen being part of the villains in Uncharted 4.
I'm going to switch after this game.
And so without spoilers, this is a great game. I did the side mission, which added about an hour to my total time. And so I finished the game in just under 8 hours. Now, I didn't get 100%. I didn't dawdle, but I didn't rush through things either. I would say at the $40 price point, it's quite possibly one of the best deals available for the PlayStation community. The game controls as well as you'd expect in an Uncharted game. The puzzles, some of them may be some of the best in the series. I mean, no joke, once you get into some of the puzzling segments. The villain is appropriately crazy, and it's really the same villain across every single game. I mean, we all know this, right? It's the same villain.
It's the same type of villain, yeah.
Some crazy, over-moneyed, nut is looking for some somewhat supernatural or, possibly, mystic item.
Yeah.
In order to get all the powers or to get more monies, whatever. And so the villain in this is appropriately that. It also has a final boss encounter that didn't make me want to throw the whole thing into a wood chipper. So that was very exciting. It may be because I was playing on Explorer mode, which focused everything on the exploration and the puzzles and less on the combat. The combat was very easy in Explorer mode. If you like playing a game for the story, which the Uncharted games have great story, yeah, go ahead and do that. That works out pretty well. The visuals on this game are beyond gorgeous. If you're lucky enough to be playing this on a PS4 Pro on a 4K screen, I envy you in the visual experience you're about to enjoy. Now, the game isn't perfect. The driving section's better than 4, but it's still a little rough. And so my tip for you is when you get a chance to drive, practice. Practice a lot because you'll need it later. The relationship between Chloe and Nadine and the mysterious guest later on is a lot more fun than it has right to be. The voice actress for Chloe is pitch perfect, and I give it a solid A. So go for it. If you're still on the fence, be not on the fence for Uncharted. It is really great game.
All right. Well, I mean, it pretty much lives up to the rest of the Uncharted franchise.
I think it actually surpasses 3.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Ooh.
Maybe not 4, because 4 was really an emotional juggernaut.
Yeah.
But in terms of gameplay and story, yeah, better than 3. Not as good as 2.
Okay. All right. Nice.
That's what I had for
That's
games.
all you got.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I've just got a couple of kind of housekeeping notes as far as gaming goes, because obviously you know what we're doing gaming-wise, and it's
I fell. Ghoulies.
Justin is playing Castlevania
No!
on the NES Classic, and he's not having a good time.
They're creepy, man!
They're just gonna keep coming up if you keep going to the left, man. But again, dtpodcast.com/extralife2017. Nintendo. Well, basically all of my gaming news is about Nintendo. PAX West, the Penny Arcade Expo, going on as we speak, as we record this. They announced No More Heroes is getting another sequel. It's coming to the Switch. It's called Travis Strikes Again. And Justin's fighting a giant bat.
I think.
Yeah, you are.
Sure.
There's
we go.
a bunch of indie titles as well coming to the Switch, which, I mean, the Wii U didn't hurt for indie titles either. It was third-party bigger developers that they had problems getting. But we'll wait and see. Nintendo also losing a $10 million lawsuit over the technology
I'm
in the
dead.
Wii Remote. iLife Technologies, which has a patent for a device that can tell whether or not someone has fallen down, claims that Nintendo violated their patent. A jury sided with them in San Francisco. And that's that. Well, Nintendo's appealing. They say, okay, not only is this not violate the patent, but the patent itself is invalid. As in it wasn't filed properly, so we're going to fight the heck out of this. So we'll have to wait and see what happens there. And finally, this is... I don't know if it's worthy of a roundtable, because we've already kind of talked about this problem to death with the NES Classic, which is why we're giving one away during our Extra Life Marathon. It's because it was impossible for people to get a hold of, and we thought this would be a great way to entice people to donate to a good cause. But the Super NES Classic went for pre-order and immediately was gone. A lot of people having problems with it, with the pre-order process. Target
I'm
was
here, you damn...
Target was removing the console from people's carts and not telling them that it had removed it from their carts.
That...
As in,
It's kind of shitty.
it was in their cart.
Did they still pay for it? Just not...
Well, no, it was in their cart, and it happened to me too. They try to pay for it, they get all the way through where there's like 3 confirmation steps, and then Target's like, oh, something went wrong, try again. When in reality, nothing had gone wrong, it just wasn't there, as in, they'd already sold out. This is made...
Now you're spitting fire at me?
This is made worse by the proliferation...
Yes, it is made worse.
...of bots, which apparently that's the biggest problem, is that people have come up with this software that instantly completes the purchase for you. You don't have to even go to the website. It skips over all of the confirmation hurdles and just instantly buys the console for you. Some people online bragging that they've managed to buy 10, 12, 30 of them using these bots.
Yeah,
and,
those are the people that are going to be up against the wall first when the revolution comes.
Well, those are the ones that
How
are
have I
right...
not done any damage to you, you
Because you haven't hit it yet.
Yeah.
You stay out of this.
Hey, you hit it.
Yeah.
Yay.
And it hit you, yeah.
How are you doing so
Castlevania is a pretty tough game.
What is beeping?
That's your health.
Oh, well.
Oh, actually, it's a time. You're about to run out of time, too.
Oh, there's a timer? Son of a
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
bitch.
right there. But anyway,
Don't worry, it's going to kill you in another hit. So
Yes, thank you.
you probably won't run out of time.
Thank you for that vote of confidence.
I'm helping you out, man.
And encouragement, Chad. And I'm dead.
he was right. But Nintendo...
I don't care if he was right.
Nintendo promised that there would be more supply, and as far as we know, there might have been, but people using these bots were able to just snap up supplies. Then we had another situation take place where Best Buy and GameStop... No, it was Best Buy and Amazon had their pre-orders go live at 1 in the morning.
Well, that's...
Nobody got any email notifications that they signed up for. Nobody. So the only people who managed to get it were the bots and those that happened to be awake at 1 in the bloody morning. So, you know, that went over pretty well. Walmart's site almost instantly broke. Toys R Us comes out, they surveyed the damage, and they're like, we're not doing pre-orders. You're just going to have to come to the store. That's
Well,
literally all they said on
I
Twitter.
guess that's smart.
Yeah.
There'll be more people who get it that way.
Now retailers are actually renaming the listing,
Woohoo, I hit you once.
where they're calling it something else, like Super Nintendo Classic, and then in parentheses Universal, or Super Nintendo Classic, and then in parentheses New Version. That's to fight the bots, because the bots aren't looking for that new title, but unfortunately, it's also not triggering the email notifications.
Damn it.
So what I'm saying is, Nintendo, you done screwed it up again somehow. And now people are wondering if there will be enough SNES Classics to go around, because they're only making them until the end of the year. Well, if you
And I'm
haven't,
dead.
if you didn't, but you did really good against that
I
bat.
didn't
You
even
had,
get through the first stage.
you got like more than half of his health.
That time.
That time, yes.
Anyway, if you haven't pre-ordered an SNES Classic yet, you're not going to. You're not gonna. You're gonna have to like line up a day before it comes out in stores.
So it's like concert tickets.
Kind of like concert tickets, yeah. Nintendo still claims, no, we promise we're making more, but
You lie.
yeah, you lie like a big fat dog on a little tiny rug. So
No. A big fat dog on Tyler Road is a good boy.
okay, big fat cat on a little tiny rug.
That's an asshole. So yeah, that's more.
And see, and the problem is, it's one of two things. It's either negligence or incompetence. And I'm not sure which it is. Because what company would willingly leave...
Negligent incompetence.
What company would willingly leave probably thousands, if not millions of dollars on the table? Well, certainly not a competent one. So... But, because people were like, oh, Nintendo's creating this shortage. That would make maybe minor sense if they were going to keep producing the thing. But the fact that they're not means that maybe they're just stupid. Or at least that they're, for whatever reason, willfully ignorant of how much demand there is for this product. So, I don't know. Just all that to say, we really hope that you pre-ordered. And if you pre-ordered, but you're one of those guys who are immediately selling it on eBay, how about you do the world a favor, you donate it to Children's Miracle Network, and let them profit off of it, so they can help sick kids instead of you pad your wallet off of a computer program, you jerk. That's all I got.
Well, that was appropriately angry.
Yeah.
You got anything?
I got a whip. I got some gold armor, so I'm looking fabulous while
Sounds like a good night.
so far.
All right, Justin's still playing Castlevania. And...
Wait. Wall turkey!
Wall turkey.
Love me some wall turkey.
I don't have any special segments, so I don't have any special Kent music.
That's a damn shame, because having your own special Kent music is fantastic. Right, Chad?
I agree.
Yes.
I agree. Although, you know, when I got mine, you said it was, you know, put together by, you know, children, you know, in some Asian country.
They were happy for the work.
Yeah.
All right. I guess for those listening to the podcast, we will be taking a brief break. But if you're watching on Twitch, Geek Cave Live continues until midnight, as we are going to continue streaming games from the NES Classic. Chad's movie segment will be coming up in a few minutes. We're going to do a giveaway first right here, twitch.tv/GeekCavePodcast. And of course, remember, geekcavepodcast.com/extralife2017. Hang around, we've got more Geek Cave Live to come.
What the hell?
I'm gonna leave the what the hell in. Really adds to the moment.
The moment.
Alright.
You can do it. Press up and B. You got holy water. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, hit him with it.
Well, I tried. It's like, I'm wearing armor. How are you...
I'm a bat.
Oh.
A lot.
I'm really glad I was playing Mario then.
Why?
Castlevania is hard.
Well, I wanted something that I, to kind of expand my horizons a little bit.
Yeah. Castlevania is legendary. A lot of
that?
I don't know. It looks like.
It was a kill everything on the screen.
Yeah, you're right. It was. It was a kill everything on the
Too
street.
bad you
thing.
couldn't hold on to that and just...
No, it happens instantly.
The
here.
hit detection on this is kind of crazy.
I hit him once, 2 little bars of damage. He hits me, half my life. Also, I appear to be stuck. There we go.
Yeah, something I've noticed about even with the quote unquote official Nintendo controller, it's still really sticky. It doesn't it doesn't seem to respond exactly. Then again, I might be, spoiled by PlayStation 4 and Xbox One controllers that have had lots and lots of technology
crammed in there.
upgrades and technology crammed in to make them very good controllers. And what really this feels like something from the 80s.
Yeah, it's
Pulled right out.
9 seconds.
I can't tell anything else.
Oh, it makes sure to kill you when time ran out.
Of course, yes.
Yeah.
It's like I'm not giving him the pleasure.
So, Darren, well, I guess I shouldn't ask while we're still technically live, so I guess it'll be a surprise to me what you've got to bring to the table.
I emailed you whatever I had for movies.
Did you?
Yeah, I didn't pull it
Maybe
up.
I should check my email.
You probably should. Let me pull up my notes, though.
Fine.
There.
Now go get him.
Damn it. Well, I bought him a couple shots. I don't know why it's still on that, because it's live for me. It should just be that URL.
No, you come here.
He's hiding. You might have to get a little closer.
Yeah, I mean, it might take a second to load, but...
Oh, come on, Justin. Don't forget to use your time stop.
It won't
He doesn't
let
have
me.
any more energy left for that.
Oh. Where does it say that?
The
he's-
hearts. That's
Oh.
his energy.
Oh. Can you hit him one more time?
Yay!
Yes!
All right, that's a good place to stop. I'm going to turn it over to Darren. Because, yeah.
All right. Congratulations to Katie Sheffield. She wins Warlock Holmes and a T-shirt from Shirtosaurus. And that's half of our planned prize giveaways. But we've got a lot more coming up. We've got a PlayStation Network or Xbox Live gift card. We've got some movies, some TV shows, and we still have the NES Classic that we're going to be giving away. And we are rolling the podcast once again. Welcome back to Geek Cave Live. I'm Darren.
I'm Justin.
I'm Chad, and welcome to the movie segment. We are brought to you by Shirtosaurus, digging up clothing from your past so you can look rad today. Buzz Time, Good Friends Drink Like, and GameStop, power to the players. So you might have noticed, if you're downloading us later, that we sound a little different, and that Darren said Geek Cave Live. Hey, that's how we're broadcasting right now. It is our Extra Life Marathon 2017. For those who are joining us on Twitch as we're recording, thank you. Thank you for joining us during this. And there is still time to donate. Whether you're just listening on what all are we on again, Darren?
iTunes,
Spotify.
It's Twitch, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio.
Stitcher and TuneIn. Those are the two that I always get.
Smoke signals, Morse code, Pony Express.
Right. All those things. There is still time to donate. You can just go to our webpage, geekcavepodcast.com. You can click on the Extra Life, and you can donate. You won't be eligible for the prizes anymore, but we'll be there. I'm surprised you chose this one.
I was
Darren
just gonna
is
say
playing
something.
Zelda 2, The Adventures of Link, which
Zelda 2, Link Boogaloo.
surprises me because this is widely considered to be kind of the lesser of the Zelda games.
It's fine.
It is just one up from the bottom for me. Right after Majora's Mask. Send all hate mail, care of Darren Wright, to geekcavepodcast@gmail.com. If you're on the fence about donating and you're listening to us live, there is still time for some of our prizes to give away, including the much coveted Classic Mini NES. Or Classic NES Mini. What is
NES
the name
Classic.
of it? NES Classic.
Yes.
It is here. If you're watching us on Twitch right now, we are actually playing it as we speak. to make sure that you know this is actually what you're getting.
And all
We're
of it's
not-
Zelda 2 glory. Yeah, you're not selling this thing very well by your choice
we're
of games.
we're not selling it. We're giving it away.
Yes, we are not
You know,
selling it.
because we're not getting any of the money here.
Did you just try to stab that old lady?
in
No,
the back?
No, the
You
attack.
heartless bastard!
The attack button is also the talk button. It's not like
a likely story.
So
That's just how Link says hello. Okay.
as it is.
Hi!
So we've got a few things to talk about today.
Oh wait.
What?
Oh no, I thought this was I Am Error. I'm
Error's
talking to
in a
that.
much different town.
Error's in a different town. Okay, if all else fails, use fire. That sounds right.
Good.
All right.
So Scott McGahee and David Siegel are planning an all-female Lord of the Flies. Considering that the original Golding book is about conflicting desires for civilization and the will for power, which is a Nietzschean philosophy idea that we all want power and what will we do to get it, and that toxic masculinity kind of takes a prime role in this conflict between Ralph, Piggy, and Jack and the rest of the boys. I have no idea where they're going with this all-female Lord of the Flies, but as best as I can tell, I'm expecting it to be a prequel to Wonder Woman, because if you give a bunch of women an island, they start training and they become Amazons. You want Amazons?
This is true.
That's how you get Amazons. Right now I am seeing the Lord of the Flies female edition basically being a bunch of women sitting around on a beach just being glad that there's nobody to mansplain their jokes. So,
Well, there's that.
best I can come up with, honestly, is that these two dudes either didn't read the book or somehow didn't watch Mean Girls. So, but while I'm there, and speaking of Amazons, there are good and reasonable reasons that one can criticize a movie.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman was not a perfect movie.
No.
I said that I would have liked it to be 2 minutes shorter just because I didn't care for the romantic subplot that they kind of forced on me. But that is a little bit different than what James Cameron did. Darren, can you play and explain?
James Cameron said that Wonder Woman was a step backwards for strong female characters.
Because?
Apparently she's not tortured enough. Apparently she's too pretty. And, basically it's because he didn't have anything to do with the movie. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Bit too optimistic.
Yeah.
So...
And then he, points to, strong characters are like...
Sarah Connor.
Sarah Connor and, that chick from Titanic, which was also a movie I did.
When my spouse and I were talking about this, what we discussed is that we could almost see his argument if it hadn't been for him referencing his own movies. Then it just came off as yeah, I did it better.
Yeah.
If you don't have a penis, you can't do strong women.
Right. Which was a bit ridiculous.
Well, so too is his argument.
Yeah.
So, anyway, he got smacked down by Patty Jenkins, who said, so, you've done some really great stuff, and you've even, you talked very well about her other movie, Monster, which...
Had a tortured female soul in it.
Uh-huh.
He likes that.
Yeah, he likes that. It's his thing, I guess. Everybody's got to have a kink. But it kind of comes to, she said... The problem here is that, Mr. Cameron, you don't seem to realize that women are more than just a single defining characteristic.
Yeah.
You don't get just a strong feminist because you're tortured or rude or, masculine. Which, oddly enough, we'll get into during the random movie review. So, do you have anything else you want to add about that?
Not about that.
Yeah? You got more?
I do have one more piece of movie news.
All right.
So, it's based on DC. So,
Of course.
DC and Warner Brothers are all like, why doesn't anyone like our movies? And then Wonder Woman comes along, and it's got color, and it's optimistic, and, it's everything that the other two were not. And so DC sits there for a second, stares at it, and then let's do 3 Joker movies.
Well, that does make sense.
Yeah.
Clearly, we need that.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Because they're doing a Joker origin movie, which may or may not be connected to the DCEU, depending on who you ask at what particular time. I found error, by the way.
I am error.
Yes. All right. They're also doing Joker in Suicide Squad 2. And they're doing a Joker Harley Quinn romance movie. Because when I think of fantastic romances, I think of a horribly abusive one-sided relationship. Clearly. Used keys in palaces they are found in. That makes perfect sense. Thank you, lady, for the wonderful tip there. But
You're gonna have to speak up. We're live.
Yeah, just talk.
I said no, it'll be a horrible relationship that they don't know is horrible. Like,
Yeah.
Oh,
there's plenty of people who they defend Joker and Harley. They say, "Oh no, this is fantastic. It's romantic. Look how
No.
much she loves him."
Yeah, I'm no.
But I'm being killed by something I can't even see.
That's called life. Get used to it.
Just the slowest possible way to die.
Life is shit. Get used to it.
All right, so 3 Joker movies that nobody's asked for.
Yeah, and
Okay.
and there's going to be a Batman one that got mischaracterized. People were like, "Oh, it's not connected to the DCEU either." When the director just said, "No, it's not. It's not going to have any cameos. It's just going to be. It's just Batman.
Well,
Don't make too much of it."
okay,
So
good enough. So that it.
that's all I got.
That's it. Because we don't really have a whole lot. We're spending more of our time just kind of messing around here. So Blade Runner 2049 is getting closer to release. And believe it or not, I'm starting to change my tune. I was one of the first ones that was just against the idea of it. It's been too long. It's not. We don't need it. The story was fine on its own. Well, it seems that after the events of Blade Runner, replicants are made illegal to manufacture. And so there's a set of short films, homework, if you will, before you go and see the actual movie, that aren't necessary but will fill in some of these things.
Of course, I've not actually seen Blade Runner, so I guess that counts as homework.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah.
I'm very much doubting that you would make sense in Blade Runner 2049 without it.
Oh, come on, let me try it. Throw me into the lions and see what happens.
And in,
Nice cartwheeling there.
in the first of this series of short films, we see Jared Leto's character break that law of manufacturing replicants and then demonstrate his ability to create a replicant that is obedient even to its own self-inflicted death. Part of the idea is that the replicants, they had free will, or they were developing free will, and they wanted to live long enough to actually explore the world, kind of thing. And so Leto's character basically says, I can create these replicants that can live as long or as short as the person who pays for them wants, and they will never hurt anyone except themselves. And then proceeds to have the thing cut its own face, asks it if it hurts, yes, then you have to choose whether to kill me or yourself, and the replicant jabs a piece of glass into its own neck.
So,
For kids.
Yeah.
There's a lot that can still go wrong with this film, but I'll admit that they're really setting the right tone. I mean, it feels like that kind of brutal, apathetic world of Blade Runner. It looks right, it feels right, it even sounds right to be Blade Runner. So, Defenders. You guys see Defenders?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Defenders. I'm glad you said that, because I wish I could say more good things about it.
It was pretty good.
I really do. I had such high hopes for this show. The culmination of 4 television shows coming together. So many heroes battling together for good. The reality is that this is a wonderful project. Many shows coming together for one purpose. You know what did it better? Cartoon All-Stars to the rescue.
Are you talking about that anti-drug PSA?
Yes.
Yeah, the one with Bugs Bunny and Michelangelo and Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, did it better. You'll get a deeper story that way, a more compelling issue for the heroes to face. I mean, the only thing you lose really is Sigourney Weaver doing Kung Fu, which, to be fair, is absolutely a thing you need in your life.
Yeah.
So
So really what you're saying is fast forward to Sigourney Weaver doing Kung Fu and then watch Cartoon All-Stars to the Rescue.
yeah, that's fair.
Cool.
Just make sure you know that Danny Rand is the Iron Fist.
The trouble all comes down to Danny Rand. I mean,
He's the Iron
Oh.
Fist.
although Matt Murdock doesn't help things
I
too
like
much.
Matt.
I like him in Daredevil, but I didn't like him in this.
He did get a bit of a stupid at times.
He is so concerned
bit
with
of a stupid?
Yeah.
he's so concerned with rescuing his formerly dead girlfriend Elektra that he puts everyone in danger repeatedly in order to try to quote unquote rescue her. The thing is she doesn't recognize him for most of the thing. You know, she's had her brain wiped. You know? Danny. Oh, Danny. He's a
Oh,
special
Danny
case.
boy.
He's a special guy. Okay, this is a guy that supposedly spent 15 years, right? 15 years in the mountains of Kunlun being trained by warrior monks
Oh, he'll tell you.
who apparently nowhere in all that training did they teach him how to control his emotions or to think about his actions or consequences. You know, they didn't teach him to recognize when somebody is playing him for a fool or literally anything outside of punch face fall down. That's all they taught him. So it is almost a joy the first time Danny Rand and Luke Cage come together, and you see Danny Rand doing all these fancy kung fu moves and basically stopping as he hits Luke because Luke's just standing there because he can take it. You know, he has to light up his, immortal iron fist in order to hurt Luke.
Drink.
Yeah.
Later.
I think it's such a joy because that 10-year-old that was first lost in the mountains,
Yeah.
that's as far as Danny ever really progressed. He never aged beyond emotional 10-year-old.
Oh.
He is petulant. He is stubborn without any proof. He's very skilled at fighting, but oddly he's not skilled enough. I would expect 15 years of warrior training by a warrior people that even I would be better than that. Matt Murdock has, been trained by a blind martial artist, and we don't get the sense that he has really super strength or otherwise.
Right. He's just got really great reflexes.
Really great reflexes, and he stands not only toe-to-toe with Danny Rand, but beats him.
Oh, that was actually one of the more satisfying moments.
Yeah.
Was Daredevil beating the piss out of Danny Rand.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, anytime Matt's in the Daredevil suit, except for the stupid Elektra, I love you, it was pretty good.
So,
And I love Jessica Jones. I love Luke Cage.
Oh, we're
I love
gonna get there.
I loved all their interplay with each other. It's just
So-
like you said, that guy.
yeah. So Danny Rand ruins the Defenders. Matt Murdock opens the door for him, and even though Luke Cage is there saying, "Hey, slow down. We can still save this thing. Don't go through the door. Don't go through the door of ruination." Except he's saying that in that glorious, deep, basso.
Don't go through
profundo.
that door.
Don't go through the door. We can save this show. There's still time. We've got like another 4 episodes. We can do it, guys. And they just walk right through it, and Jessica Jones is right there making fun of everyone. The entire damn show. She's the one making fun of everything. She is the perfect character in this. Because it's like she's the only one in on the joke that Danny Rand sucks. And so he's going off to do this. She's like, "Are we just gonna let him?" Oh, okay. He says for the 17th time in one episode that he's the immortal Iron Fist. She's like, "Are you sure? I didn't get that." You know, that's...
Come on, Ironclad. It's Iron Fist. I know.
Yeah, come on, Ironclad. You know, quite honestly, if I had to deal with all that, I would probably drink as much whiskey as Jessica does. And I don't like whiskey. So, I look so forward to watching season 2 of Jessica Jones, because right now, it's the only one of these characters that I want more of. I like Luke Cage. I think Luke Cage is a great character, but he suffers, honestly, from the same type of problem that Superman does, in that he is very, very powerful for the world he's in. He's got one thing that can effectively hurt him, and so he needs great writers to write him.
Yeah, I mean...
Great writers and great villains, and he didn't have that.
Luke Cage does have a little bit more of a weaknesses than Superman as far as you can hurt him with gas, you know, you can... Enough concussive force.
But what I'm saying is, in the world that he's inhabiting, he may as well be Superman.
Oh yeah, I agree with that.
It is ridiculously hard to hurt him. He is ridiculously strong comparatively. And most people don't have access to poison gas.
Yeah.
You know, there's...
Or incense.
I do, but only after I eat, you know, spicy
chili
Mexican.
cheese burritos?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So,
yeah, I was disappointed there was no Punisher.
I was okay with that.
Well, I mean, it's not like it makes or breaks the show, but
Yeah.
since they've been talking about, oh, you know, and Punisher's getting his own Netflix series, and, you know, he was in the Defenders in the comics, you never know, he might show up. We're lying, he's not showing up.
Well, and at least when it came to... They did get the teaser trailer for Punisher at the end, which was a good teaser trailer. I appreciated it. It was a simple trailer. Basically, it was the busting up the cement with the sledgehammer kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, where it's kind of cut with other scenes, but then when you back off, the image in the cement is the Punisher skull.
Yeah.
Which really is fantastic work. I mean, I couldn't do that with a hammer. You know, into cement. I just don't have the detail for that. Huh.
Apparently that jump didn't make it.
So it would seem.
Take a knee. Take a knee.
Superhero pose!
Oh! Damn, got
Alright.
wet.
So, really, I'm giving Defenders a, I'm gonna say I'm giving it a C.
Ooh.
I'm giving it a C.
That's just average.
Yeah, we're not grade inflating here, so just take it as it is. It's average. There's a lot of room for growth. I don't think that they should make another season of it. I think that with all the room for growth they could, but I don't think they should.
Did they at least finish the story arc? And
Yeah.
okay, well then.
Yeah, they left it open for Daredevil season 3. Spoiler alert.
It's not really a spoiler, everyone knows he's coming back.
I gotta say, everyone knows that there's a season 3 coming. Danny Trejo, what? Sorry, I'm watching Double Dragon 2.
Yeah. The Revenge.
Except there's only a single dragon.
Well, the NES Classic doesn't come with 2 controllers, unfortunately.
Yeah, I know.
You can use an SNES, a Wii Classic controller,
Yeah.
which will work on the NES Classic.
Huh.
Now.
This guy's just taking you to town. So, do we have any other movie news? I'm gonna get into a random movie review, and that way we can pop off to something else.
I do not.
Go for it.
All right.
Wait, you want?
Yeah, go ahead.
And now, it's time for Chad Savage's Random Movie Review.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. So that was unfortunate. Oh, there we go.
Well, he didn't care for that.
Well, my
Well, that's his only intro.
no,
Should
no.
I play the long box intro again?
Maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Vamp, vamp.
No, what had happened was I do all this on the Chromebook, and suddenly my review disappeared.
Oops.
So we found it again. So
Yay.
watched Tootsie. Watched it with Justin
Yes.
and his spouse and my spouse. And I'm going to start off. I'm going to give you the punchline right away. This is now on my personal list of top 5 comedies. Because the movie itself is not necessarily laugh out loud, overtly funny all the time. Neither's Ghostbusters. And Ghostbusters is still a great comedy.
It is.
You know, you're not laughing throughout the entirety of Ghostbusters, but you recognize the humor.
Yeah.
At least I hope you recognize the humor. If you don't, I don't think we can be friends. So, each actor carries themselves perfectly. Each one's not only believable, but for the most part, sympathetic, which kind of makes the movie for me, where even the jerk characters, you kind of come out as like, oh, I see you as a jerk character, but a realistic one.
I see you as a person.
Hey, sometimes in these movies, you don't. So, it starts off with Michael Dorsey, a passionate and respected acting coach in New York City. And despite this respect he commands from his students, he's effectively unhireable because he's just too difficult to work with. We don't quite understand that yet, but in the opening credits, we watch Michael, he's teaching while he's going to auditions, while he's working as a waiter. And he gets told on 3 separate occasions on auditions, we're looking for someone older. Then it cuts back to a different one. We're looking for someone younger. Cuts back. We're looking for someone else.
Yeah.
On his birthday, his roommate, Bill Effin Murray,
Yep.
who, by the way, agreed to not have his name in the opening credits, so that people wouldn't think it was a Bill Murray comedy like Caddyshack or Meatballs or something.
Nice.
So, good on you, Bill Effin Murray. I think that's how you actually have to say his name. Right?
These days, yes, Bill Effin Murray.
So, but he, the roommate, what? Oh, did you fall to your doom?
Well,
Yep.
it's freaking fire.
Fire bad!
There we go.
So,
Yay.
okay. Party which leads to Michael trying to help a friend run lines for an audition on the soap opera Southwest General. And the next morning, she goes to the audition, Michael goes with her, and she doesn't get the part based solely on her looks. Like, immediately, she goes off with the group, she comes back 10 seconds later, I didn't get the part! Why not? I don't look tough enough! And at about that same time, Michael learns that a role he wanted on Broadway is going to somebody else. And so he loses his temper, he goes to find his agent to ask for more auditions, and he learns that his reputation has made him unemployable. For example, he argued with a director during a commercial, while playing a tomato, because in his opinion, the director wanted him to sit down, and Michael argued that sitting down as a tomato was illogical.
Well, that's true.
It's just not in character for a tomato to sit down.
Well, I agree with that, but...
Tomatoes don't do anything. Exactly. They don't do anything. So why would I sit down? That's doing something. I play a great tomato. And then he sounds a little bit... like bombastic. He's just... Like, he's so proud of his ability that he's just like, I played a great tomato. A fat, juicy, lovely beef-eater tomato. I got accolades for my fruit. It's like, what? Where is this coming from? But realizing that he needs to make some money.
I'm moving the dainty cane, by the way.
You're moving to Danky Can.
Dainty cane, yeah.
Realizing that he needs to make money because his roommate is a playwright. Bill Effin Murray is a playwright. They need $8,000 in order to produce the play. And so Michael decides that the best choice available to him is to audition for the role of the female hospital administrator on Southwest General.
All right.
So that's why it's one of the greats, man. You can't just run through it.
Well, it's just... Yeah.
So he auditions. He dresses as a middle-aged woman named Dorothy and auditions, ultimately winning the role when he, as Dorothy, tells off the director for being sexist, particularly for wanting a mannish-looking woman to be in power rather than having an actor that is just powerful.
Yeah.
It is sexist of you to think that all power comes from looking like a man or being ugly as a woman. And so gets the character. On his first day at the job, Michael ad-libs on the set to prevent himself from having to kiss the main character of the show. You know, bops the guy on the head and, you know, acts as, you know, kind of an authoritarian, you know, female administrator.
As one would.
And gets away with it. When the cameras stop rolling, that old man doctor character kisses him anyway.
Yep.
And it's treated for comedy.
Yeah.
But it's also a symptom of some of the darker themes that
Right.
kind of run through it. This idea that women are objects. Yeah, that's what we kind of see fed through most of this. They lack agency. Over the next several weeks, Dorothy's presence makes the show better, and she starts gaining fans. And while this is happening, Michael is seeing not only the increasingly chauvinistic behavior of the director and so forth, but he also starts realizing it more in himself. And we see him start to change even when he's dressed as a man. When he's as a woman, he is always that strong feminist. But as a man, he starts to slowly increase in kind of this feminist and egalitarian behavior. When Dorothy's dialogue is criticized by one of Michael's friends, he starts manipulating the dialogue again to increase the show's feminist message. It's just pushing this further and further. This makes Dorothy a legitimate star nationwide. So here's this guy who wants to be this great actor, who is a great actor, and he's famous, but nobody knows it's him. You know, and this kind of breaks his brain for a little bit. He starts wanting to audition as Dorothy for more
Right.
things. The idea is like, well, clearly I could do a lot of good here. As these things go, though, it eventually starts to wear. You know, especially he's falling for one of his co-stars. That co-star's father is falling for him as her.
Oh, it was glorious.
It really is. And uncomfortable and awkward humor follows until Michael eventually, during a live reshoot, you know, gives this rambling, you know, nothing of a speech. It's just kind of where he's flubbing and bluffing the whole time, and finally unmasks himself as the character's step-brother. Or twin brother.
Twin
That's
brother,
it.
yeah.
Right.
Twin brother. You know, and we get the sense that eventually, you know, things go back to being okay. You know, he loses a lot of friends, he's made a lot of people angry, but he's allowed the station to save a lot of face, because you don't necessarily want to keep, you know, Edward around. You don't want to. None of the, you know, he doesn't have to get married to the co-star's father anymore,
Right.
because he's no longer an older woman.
Yeah.
And even the relationship that he'd started developing with the co-star, we get the sense that they're okay. Like,
Yeah.
I don't get the sense that they'll ever be a romantic couple, but they'll be friends. And that friendship is good enough.
I did enjoy that part of the movie. I mean,
Yeah.
I enjoyed the whole thing, but that was good.
It's not what I would call a traditional happy ending, but it's an uplifting one.
Yes.
Tootsie, now it seems to fall in the tradition of Hollywood trying to make sense of the world, the world experienced by others, you know, foreign people, Native Americans, women,
Right.
through the eyes of white dudes. You know, because that's the only way that we actually get to make sense of the world, is if white dudes are experiencing it. We saw this in Dances with Wolves.
Mm-hmm.
We, you know, in James Cameron's, you know, magnum opus. Is Cameron the one who did Avatar?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in Avatar, we get to see it in The Last Samurai and so forth. This idea that clearly, it's also known as the white savior trope. Danny Rand. Sorry, the immortal Iron Fist, Danny Rand.
Yeah, but he's white in the comics. I know some people were freaking out, like, why is he not Asian?
But even in the comics, it's still a white savior trope.
Yeah.
The idea that here is this white male who goes to this place, whether it's there by chance, by choice.
Well, could Doctor
or by
Strange
fate.
be that as well?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dr. Fate could.
Strange.
Or Doctor Strange.
That is
Doctor
strange.
Fate, too.
Yeah, I guess.
So, in a more serious movie, this would be considered kind of embarrassing to watch now. And really, if you go back and watch Dances with Wolves, it is kind of embarrassing to watch. I mean, it's so full of itself. It's kind of painful at moments.
Oh.
Tootsie passes itself as a comedy, and so I think it makes it a little bit better. It's not great, you know. It's still got that kind of feeling to it, but because the comedy is like, we're able to laugh at Michael for finally realizing what every woman around him has known forever. You know, it's like, wow, you're just getting this now, you poor dumb schmuck. What are you playing now? Gradius. I was like, I don't remember this in Donkey Kong.
I have died.
It's the secret level.
I have died so many times.
Dorothy, played by a man, is the strongest female character in the show. You know, there's no getting around that. Whether it's the female friend, whether it's the two female co-stars, whether it's the female producer, all of them are weaker, you know, by comparison to Dorothy. Dorothy's the only one pushing a feminist message as though she's the only one capable of it. And the film seems to be saying that only men can take the lead in changing minds and behavior. And for that, it gets a knock. It absolutely gets a knock. Because it's just not true. But for highlighting a particular culture that's just as visible today as it was in the early 80s, it gets a leg up. You know, it's on the Criterion Collection. You can rent it or buy it through Amazon Prime. It is worth the time. It's less than 2 hours. It is probably some of the most fun that we've had. I've watched most of these movies with Justin and some of them with his spouse. And I would say of all of them that we've watched so far together, this has probably been the most fun.
Oh, yeah.
This has probably been the one that's, you know, we've stuck with, and at the end wasn't like, huh, well, that was depressing.
Yeah. I mean, a case could be made for Sunset Boulevard. It's like, okay, it was good.
Yeah.
I don't really necessarily want to watch it again, but I understand it. It's a good movie. I'm glad I saw it.
To Kill a Mockingbird. I don't want to watch that again, but it was good.
I cannot say the same about Apocalypse Now.
No.
But Tootsie, yeah. Besides. And, you know, there's in Tootsie's defense, there's one thing that it had that none of the other movies had. Bill F. Murray.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There is some of that there too.
There is some truth to that.
So as it stands, if you are looking for a movie, go see it. Go be like me. You know, this is one's worthy of your time. So that's all I got. Is that all you guys got?
That's all I got.
Well, if you're watching us live on Twitch, you know, stick around. We got another 25 minutes. We'll be broadcasting for the rest of you. For Darren, for Justin, for Kent, we're brought to you by Shirtosaurus, GameStop, Buzz Time. There is still time if you go to our page, geekkpodcast.com, to donate for Extra Life. Just click the link. You'll be too late for the drawings, but you will have our thanks.
Yes.
You know?
Well, and it's helping kids, and that's really what the most important thing is.
And that's what it is helping kids. So that's all we got. Remember, everyone's a geek for something. We'll see you next time. Well, you'll hear us next time. We won't see you.
Or will we?
That you know of.
Yeah, I was going to say, or will we?
Peace.
All right. Geek Cave Live continues for another 20 minutes
24
or so.
minutes.
Yeah. Oh, we're still going to keep gaming after this. Don't get us wrong on that, folks.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I must have died when I looked away to adjust the mic thing.
To adjust your sock.
The pop filter.
The pop sock.
Yes, the pop sock.
So is live only through that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we don't need the big bulky mics anymore. We can move those. Oh, good thing we're not doing video this year.
Oh, man.
Can you imagine?
I feel sorry for the people in this room that have to see me.
Hi, Tom.
Hi, Tom.
Come on in.
You're the next victim. Well, actually, Tom and I are both the next victims.
Yeah?
Because I'm going to be playing something on the Raspberry Pi.
Yeah, what are you playing?
It's a surprise. You'll have to find out.
God
because
damn it.
At midnight, Tom is bringing back a popular Geek Man Cave segment. And popular is followed with a question mark. Just FYI.
A rhetorical question mark, or just
Yeah.
a regular question mark?
Yeah. Let's just say it'll be one to remember.
There you are, man.
We're gonna have cupcakes.
Yeah, just let it go. Don't give them any more hints. They're gonna have to watch. They're gonna have to find out. Don't you dare.
Ouch.
Someone else want to do NES Classic? I'm getting tired of dying.
Yep.
There you go.
I'll play some more.
All
I
right.
don't want to play this, though.
All right.
Hmm.
All right. I can actually run well.
Yeah, if you kill the mixer board, you can run power.
Yeah.
Yep, we're gonna go back to man thing. We're just gonna
Man
we're
thing?
just gonna change the channels over and over again until I run out of time. Man, so many options, so many choices.
You got 20 minutes,
The
man.
grocery store options. DKPodcast.com/extra life 2017. What?
That was far more exuberant than you should
Brr,
have
brr,
been.
brr, brr. Turn down for what? You have work in the morning. Turn down for what? You're 37 years old.
I am not.
Turn down for what? Oh, it's this one.
This
Well,
this from the guy who played The Adventures of Link?
You know what?
Yeah, he picks the inferior versions of the good games.
You know what? I don't want to hear it because the
Oh, you're
Adventure
gonna
Link-
hear The Adventures of
Adven-
Link suck.
You know what? The Adventure Link is misunderstood.
Just like this game.
Just like Luigi.
You know
Luigi's
who else
misunderstood.
says the Adventures of Link is misunderstood? Nazis. Do I need to get your shield off the wall and punch you?
You know what? I shouldn't have to dignify that with a response.
But you're gonna.
Have you seen Kyle? He's about this tall.
I hear this is Hydra's favorite game.
It's not Iris.
When they're playing in their dark headquarters, this is what they play.
Okay. Somebody informed Tom he's not sleeping in the office anymore. He's sleeping outside the office now.
Oh man.
All right, take that away.
Like outside on the street outside the office?
Yeah, like no, like
shucks.
he's gonna have to go find Dunder Muffin and sleep outside of Michael Scott's office, is what I'm saying.
Oh.
Dun, 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 dun,
Actually, I
dun.
think I can still break into Darren's work, so
Yeah, you probably could.
probably good.
But
Is the security code still 12345?
Actually, I think they changed it
with
to
my
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. They wanted to make
I
that
want to
challenge.
check the. There you go. That's good. That's
Yeah, that's been. I think we're using a lot of bandwidth here.
Yeah, we are. Well, obviously, we're using a lot of bandwidth. We have a couple viewers.
I've been trying to talk to them, but it just kind of.
Yeah, it happens. Trying to see
I don't think
how
we've
many
gone up.
donations we have. If we haven't gone up in donations, you know whose fault that is? You, right there, watching this. You could
Unless
donate.
you already donated, in which case you're amazing.
Yeah. If you already donated,
You're
great.
amazing and you smell great.
If you didn't donate, you smell like feet.
Yeah.
So,
Feet after a 26-mile marathon.
yes.
Well,
No,
there
feet
really
after
isn't any
24.
other length of marathon.
After you wrapped them in bacon before you started running.
Bacon wrapped feet. Think about that.
Yeah, think about it.
Now you could donate right now, and that smell goes away. DKPodcast.com/Extra Life 2017. Thank you very much.
The Geek Cave podcast does not condone the personal opinions of Darren or Tom concerning the smell of bacon wrapped around feet.
Condone.
You do
What
realize,
is-
Justin, that after 19 minutes, that's gonna be, what I just said is gonna be like the, 422nd least offensive thing that I've said tonight.
Yeah.
Really, 420 seconds.
There are going to be 421 other things I'll probably say that
See,
are far worse.
at that
So,
point it becomes Geek Cave Late Night.
Yeah. Geek Cave, do you know where your kids are?
Yeah. Yeah. It is a weekend, and this is for the kids. But remember, fanfic is weird. And that's all we'll say. Just wait for it.
It is. And weird things happen at midnight Eastern, 11 o'clock Central, so your kids really should probably be in bed
If
right
you're
now.
if you're watching at this point in time, you're probably age 18 or over, at least we assume.
You would think. Or you have really bad parents.
Yeah, you have really bad parents.
In which case we feel sorry for you.
Or your parents don't know you're awake.
It's possible.
So you're a really bad kid. So either way, Tom's segment's going to be for you, especially if you like bright colors, because that'll be a thing too. There'll be a lot of bright colors.
Especially red.
I'm not sure I want to go down this road.
And there are also you may cry tears.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
All right, Luigi.
How many birds?
Look at that! Just mashing buttons like a pro. And you suck.
man.
And you suck.
Look at mashing buttons like a not pro.
Like a Cleveland Brown. First time Princess Peach was playable in a game, and she wasn't even called Peach at the time, nor was this an actual Mario game.
Was she just Toadstool back then?
Yeah, Princess Toadstool.
Yeah. Yeah, this was originally a Japanese game. That
Doki Doki Panic.
Yep.
It was promotional.
That they decided, you know what, this would be a good Mario game.
No, it's more like, the Americans are not going to be able to play Mario 2. It's going to be too hard for them, so...
Yeah. Yeah.
They were right. Have you played that bastard?
I have
Oh my
played it.
God.
And they also thought, you know what, Americans don't really know what goes on in Japan, so we'll just, they will never know this is just a port.
Never. They won't know what the internet is eventually.
That's stupid.
That is stupid. You are stupid.
Maybe we watch the racial humor while we're live. Maybe.
Again, we're just warming our crowd up for the offenses to come.
That worries me. I go out of my way to avoid offenses to come.
See, it's like a scary movie though. The worry is why you watch.
We're not going to be saying anything offensive. As far as, racial or anything like that.
I'm going to be repeating the words some other person conjured in their mind.
Well, if there's
that scares me.
If there's something racial in the fanfic, don't use it.
There is nothing racial in the fanfic, unless you're offended by.
No, I told you, don't spoil it.
Okay, I won't say anything more. I will say your favorite creature may not survive.
Won't say anything more. Proceeds to say something more.
How do you know what my favorite creature is?
Oh, you just screwed yourself there.
Yeah, it happens.
Come on, Chad, I don't know how much of a Kid Icarus fan you are.
I've never played Kid Icarus.
Well, neither have I. So we have something in common. I believe this is what the kids call finding common ground. Yeah. You didn't see that, but we just totally had the most rad fist bump ever.
Rad fist bumps.
Yeah.
Totally a thing.
Because we're going 90s tonight, guys.
You're just gonna hang out there.
Wait for it. Stay on target.
Wait for the drugs.
What kind of drug makes you see a door? LSD?
Probably, yeah. LSD, yeah.
I mean,
I'm pretty sure
I
LSD would make you see everything in this game.
I mean, I would ask Jim Morrison, lead singer of The Doors, what drug would do that, but, he's kind of not available right now.
Dude just doesn't answer his phone anymore.
No.
Oh.
So he's like Bill Murray, you just gotta hope for the best. And
Music picked up. Something awesome. Or terrible.
Chad's killing it on Super Mario Brothers 2, so...
Well, this is as far as I've ever played the game, so...
We're breaking new ground.
Got another 15 minutes.
I beat it
13.
once.
You beat it? So how did you feel when you found out it was all a dream?
Cheated.
No, I was still just
Angry? If you need spoilers for a 20-plus-year-old game.
Did you cry when the dog died at the end?
I mean, I don't really remember the ending anymore. It's been so long.
Nope.
Wow, Toad, you're really working out there.
He's gotten buff. He's in the butterfly.
I mean, he's got the human
In the
growth hormone
fridge.
thing going. That's right. Where all the good ties belong.
This will be unplugged. That'll be unplugged. Yeah, I found it. I'm just trying to figure out what I'm going to be moving in order to make it work.
Wow, Unplugged is Nirvana or Alice in Chains in here.
I never really figured out this game.
It's Japan, Darren. What?
No, I know.
You can't figure out Japan.
You can figure it out, but I've just never really gotten this one. It's just,
I think it was just trial.
it's just kind of offbeat, even for me.
Yeah.
I also after beating it, I don't think I really had a desire to play it for a really long time.
Now, would
Tried
this
to again.
would this game be is this still considered Mario canon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because, like, the Shy Guys show up in
Yeah.
future Mario games.
True. Okay.
Birdo shows up. Birdo, like, is Yoshi's kind of girlfriend.
Okay.
So, yeah, I guess. I've tried not to think about it too hard. No!
Forget if you squat, I think you start flashing and you get
Oh,
a high
that's
jump.
right. I can get a super jump, can't I?
I think I almost always think
She could jump
She
farther.
could float.
Yoshi,
Yeah.
I mean, Luigi could jump higher, but Luigi also flailed his legs like crazy.
Yeah.
It's also Luigi, you know. So you're always,
Don't be knocking Luigi, dude.
well, you're always getting second best when you get Luigi.
I wouldn't say that too loud next to the woman sitting next to you.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think you're in the wrong room.
Elizabeth Smash.
Just because Luigi has a personality.
Good point. Well, and for all we know, Luigi isn't a sociopath like Mario is, so
Mario is a sociopath.
yes, he kills babies.
Just because that baby is himself.
Yes.
Oh, come on, do some of that sweet star action.
Come on, drugs!
How would I know if I get to...
Oh.
Oh.
It was like, you know, right when you really
Oh.
Lame.
Boo. Well, at least you don't get to start all over. Thankfully, they understood the concept of checkpointing back when this game was made.
Let a Toad out of 10.
I think they did that for when this was on All Stars too. I think that's probably also why I think that.
What, checkpoints?
Well, that where it would like save, you didn't have to go start all the way back to the beginning.
Oh, this is the NES version. So,
Right, I'm talking about the Mario All Stars version.
no, I know, I'm just saying, if they did that then they're doing it now. And
Where'd the rat come from?
I don't know, but I don't know why he doesn't
Hell.
show up in more Mario games. He's a rat that's from home. You can pick him up after he jumps in.
I'll have to. I like how the explosion sound is literally bomb.
It's the Batman philosophy of action.
Hey, look, honey, you had an extra life.
Ah!
Topical.
Honey.
Much like Darren's ointment, it's topical.
Well, I need it for my joints.
Yeah. Oh, so the rash cleared up. That's good.
Come on, get him. Get him, get him. F that rat. F him in the bomb.
the makers of this game really missed out by not having a cat character that you can play as.
Or a Chuck E. Cheese analog.
I'll never forget the Chuck E. Cheese analogs. They're going to be leaving us soon.
Oh, you mean the animatronics?
Yes. I swear, Five Nights at Freddy's sealed their fate.
They were already expensive.
Five Nights at Freddy's is a game where you basically have to manage a place like Chuck E. Cheese overnight with animatronics. Only the animatronics are possessed and like to kill you. And there's like no lights, and you basically just have to listen really closely to see if you hear the animatronics moving really slowly and then running after you.
I would expect that that's exactly what it's like to work in Disney World.
It probably is. It probably is, actually.
Let's time check.
We have
11:53.
7 minutes before our descent to madness.
Descent into Madness.
That's right.
Is that the name of the thing?
No, it is not.
I hope he's not.
But you know what? It
overselling
probably should be.
Huh.
The name is Cupcakes.
Now I'm just even more intrigued.
Yes, there is there is a cupcake in the fanfiction called Cupcakes. It is the nicest thing about this fanfic.
So at least the cupcake isn't a lie.
No,
No.
kind of. It's a cupcake,
It's terrible.
but it leads to many bad things. But don't worry, because after I get done, completely, ruining your sleep for the next, 4 or 5 nights, I'll have a nice palate cleanser afterwards.
Fanfic or a game?
Game.
Okay.
I was gonna say vodka straight to the eyes.
Hey, this is where Toad comes in handy.
Yeah, this is where Toad comes in handy.
Really, Mario is the worst to have in this game.
He really is.
And it's his dream.
Because everybody else has something special.
And he
He's
doesn't jump higher, he doesn't
Well, that tells you a
float, he
little
doesn't
about
do
his
anything
psyche,
fast.
really, doesn't it?
Yeah.
He sees himself as worthless.
No, I'm pretty sure Mario sees himself as the best.
Well, he doesn't have any friends. That's why he invites his enemies to go go-karting with him and go to parties and stuff.
And play golf with him,
Either that or, the theory where, like, it's all a stage. It's all staged.
Yeah.
And that,
Mario 1 was the only Mario game, and everything else is just
yeah.
cashing in
Mario
on.
3 started with them coming out on a stage.
Yep.
So.
Open up, bird! Nom nom nom.
Tell me I'm almost done, because this is really...
You got
wearing
5
on me
minutes.
Here.
Getting tired?
Just remembering
I
why.
think this next level has a secret.
Just
that
remembering
area.
why I didn't play this beyond that first 2. It's a secret to everyone.
No, must be the next one.
Cute little shy guy angels that are trying to murder you.
with forks.
Snakes that spit bullets.
Yeah.
This is like a Chuck Norris fever dream.
Chuck Norris doesn't have fever dreams. Fevers are scared of him.
As our dreams.
Fever Dreams have Chuck Norris.
Fever dreams get Chuck Norris. Da da da.
Yeah, you showed him his boss.
Really smiley face.
Yep.
I climbed back out of the ET pit.
I hope to never, ever do ET during an extra life again. As long as I live.
So about that game that I'm
As
playing.
long as
after
I
the
keep.
fan-
You're not playing ET.
Oh, okay. No, I'm not.
We didn't play that for Extra Life.
Yeah, we did
You know
that
what?
in the first year.
You know what? I'm not playing ET after the fanfic, but you know what? The game I'm
Rachel
playing.
recommended it.
Yeah, no, but we played it at Chad's house.
No, that was just a just because.
Well, the game I'm playing after.
It's terrible anyway.
Oh, that's true.
It felt like a marathon when we played it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't remember you playing it twice.
What is it, Tom?
The game I'm playing after the fanfic might as well be E.T. with how hated it was when it came out. Just saying.
Yeah, but it's gotten better, allegedly.
You'll see.
I don't know why that's funny. Just watching the snakes, get tossed around like that.
Chad's really breaking the whole
no,
don't
no,
step on.
No.
Well, let's say before that, Chad was really breaking the whole don't step on Snack rule there.
Please don't step on Snack. Ah, freaking
He
Snack.
was stepping all over Snack.
And it's time to be done.
2 more minutes.
Look at me be done.
One more.
Come on, Chad.
Get through this section. You can do it.
Come on, Chad. You
You
can
can
do
go
it.
back through the door and try the bomb thing.
I believe.
There you go. Just kill your last 2 minutes in there.
He was the other way, Chad.
He was the other way.
All right, last life. Come on, you can do it. Come on, this is for America. Oh, beautiful, for spacious sky. Okay. This is Sparta! Don't do it.
Do it.
Drop the acid, you get a doorway.
Yeah? Yeah?
That's just how life works.
It is how life works. I love the 3-snake combo. Ah, you thought you'd get Luigi, but okay, you got him. Run, run. Oh my god.
You got
Yes!
through!
Yeah,
And now you're gonna die.
Oh.
Alright, Chad, you're done.
Game over. See how the game's telling you you're done.
All right.
Oh, but you got 2 continues, honey.
I mean, I can always wait.
All right, folks, that's the NES Classic. And Geek Cave Live just about to wrap up.
We will still continue to stream what we're playing,
Yeah.
but
We don't have a choice.
less commentary.
Less commentary. Tom Franklin is in next. He's going to bring back the random fanfic review. And as we have always said whenever this segment happens, listener discretion is advised. We do want you to visit geekcavepodcast.com/extralife2017 where you can donate, get your name in the drawing before 11 o'clock Eastern, September 2nd. Because that's when we're giving away this NES Classic. You'll be better at it than we are. We're going to include a controller extender as well because 2 feet is not enough feet for a controller.
And we're still gonna give it away because Chad didn't break it.
Yeah, Chad left it alone. It's fine.
He didn't play bad enough to break
I
it.
mean, it's warm, but
It's
Oh,
good.
was I not supposed to be sitting on it?
no, it's fine. It's fine. It's made of Nintendo.
Nintendium.
It's made of Nintendo.
So if you live in the northern states and you're listening to the Geek Cave podcast, the NES Classic will warm you up during the winter.
Yeah. So, all right, we're going to make a quick shift here. If the stream goes away, just hit refresh and you'll get it back. But we're going to be moving to something a little different. Geek Cave Live, stand by. All right, we fleshed a little bit. Geek Cave Extra Life Marathon continues. I'm Darren, and this is Tom.
Hello, kiddos.
Watch out, ladies. Here comes Tom. No, that's actually a
Oh,
reference.
gosh.
That's actually a reference from what's about to happen. See, Tom is bringing back the random fanfic review, and the review is based off of a television series that I just quoted.
Yes.
So if you don't know what we're talking about, wait until you see the game that we're playing tonight.
You could do one more warning.
And again, one more warning. By the way, dkpodcast.com/extralife2017. Please donate. We are raising money for 4 Children's Miracle Network hospitals. That includes Texas Children's Hospital in Houston, Cardinal Glennon in St. Louis, University of Iowa Children's Hospital, and Riley Children's Hospital in Indianapolis. So,
And it is now 12:06 a.m. Eastern Time, 11:06 Central Time.
listener discretion is advised for the next hour.
Your children should be in bed right now. If they're not, shame on you. All right, here we go.
Yeah,
This is the return of the really bad fan fiction review, and as I'm doing this, Darren, you're going to be playing
My Little Pony Crystal Princess, The Runaway Rainbow
something for you to look at
for the Game
while
Boy
you-
Advance.
Something for you to look at and enjoy while I completely deprave your ears.
All right, do it. Do it. Is that Incredible Hulk? Is Lou Ferrigno here?
I invited him. Hello, and welcome to the return of the really bad fan fiction review. Today is September 2nd now, 2017. It has been 3 years since the really bad fan fiction review has been in existence.
We're sorry that we broke you so badly.
That is, well, the last fanfic I read, I think, broke me there, Darren. But we are back, and we're back on such a momentous occasion, the Extra Life Marathon, that this fan fiction that I'm about to read to you had to be epic in nature. And indeed, I believe this does deliver. As you may remember, or you may not remember because it's been a few years, one of the more well-received really bad fan fiction reviews was a My Little Pony series. It was called My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic, Revenge of the Demon God Slayer. A Michael Bayification of My Little Pony.
Y'all remember when Applejack was Jamaican? That was fun.
Applejack will not be Jamaican in this rendition, unfortunately.
Jamaican me crazy, Tom. What you
I
got?
know. We all can have what we want, Darren. But what we can have is cupcakes.
Oh, no.
Because that is what I'm going to read
Whoa,
to you.
you are not doing cupcakes.
I am doing Cupcakes, one of the most infamous fan fictions ever to have been conjured by some sick mind in
All right.
some corner of the universe.
Folks, I am warning you, Cupcakes is graphic in nature. It does not have anything racially tense or anything of the sort, but there is graphic violence. Listener discretion is advised. Please, for the love of God, do not do this to your cartoon pony.
Think of when you bite down into a cupcake, it's sweet, it's delicious, it's chocolatey, all the endorphins start going crazy. This fanfiction is the exact opposite of that. None of that will happen to you. I do warn you, this is very graphic. No swear words, but it's just
gross.
it's a mess.
gross.
It's a mess in more ways than one. In the end, I will review this fan fiction on a 1 to 5 star rating system, and we will also attempt to discuss it if we are not crying into our seat cushions.
If we have time, try to give us the condensed version if possible, because I don't know how long I can wait to take control of Princess Rarity, who is the pink one,
Okay.
and Shirley is the purple one. This is not the show that I'm familiar with. Let's do it.
Okay, here we go.
Will this take long?
There are 3 chapters to this story, 4,230 words, so it's not terribly long. There are it's on fanfiction.net. Just search for the Cupcakes in Google. You'll find it. It's right there.
Why would you?
I don't know why you would either, but there are 491 reviews of this fanfiction rather, and I cannot read about 490 of them because they are just not suitable for your ears. So, without further ado, we begin.
Do it. Hey,
Our
hey,
dis-
hey. Rarity says she's listening.
She is
So let's
listening.
do it.
We are ready for our descent to madness. Chapter 1.
You need to pay attention, learn about rainbows.
Is it a prank? The air was warm, the sun was shining, and every pony in Ponyville was having a glorious day. The town square was bustling and crowded, and busy ponies filled the streets. Kyrie the cat even stopped and listened to the story.
Kyrie, get out of here.
You don't want to hear this, Kyrie. This is not safe for kitties.
Yeah.
Not like it's not like she would listen to me.
All right, anyway.
All the pony folk seemed to have somewhere specific to be, all except Rainbow Dash. Her place was in the sky. She tore freely through the air, speeding one way and the next, buzzing the treetops and racing the wind. The blue Pegasus swooped over a schoolyard, much to the delight of the children, then climbed several hundred feet and dove, streaking downward as fast as she could. Seconds before hitting the ground, her wings flew open, and she pulled up back to the clear blue. Rainbow felt alive. She wouldn't for much longer. Suddenly, Dash remembered that she had somewhere to be. She was supposed to meet with Pinkie Pie in 5 minutes. Dash had gotten so caught up in her exercises that she'd nearly forgotten that Pinkie had asked to meet her at Sugar Cube Corner at 3. Pinkie hadn't said why or what they'd be doing, but Dash knew that with Pinkie it could be anything. Dash wasn't sure if she really wanted to go, though. She was so engaged with her stunts that she thought about blowing Pinkie off to continue flying. But Dash's conscience got the better of her. She knew that it would hurt Pinkie's feelings. After all, Pinkie had said it was going to be something special just for the two of them. Dash had so much fun last time. Dash kicked into overdrive to make up for lost time and sped to her appointment. When Dash walked into the store, she was immediately greeted by her host, who was bouncing in excitement. "Yay, you're here! I've been waiting all day," said the jumping pony. Is that anywhere close to Pinkie? Or...
That's pretty close, actually.
Okay, good.
That's pretty close.
All right.
Ebullient.
Okay. Sorry if I'm a little late, Pinkie. I was doing my afternoon exercises and lost track of time.
That is nowhere close.
Okay.
She's like a tomboy.
Okay. Okay, I'll make a note of that. Dash apologized. Pinkie giggled and responded in a gleefully reassuring tone. "Oh, that's okay. You're here now. What's a few more minutes? I've been so excited thinking about all the fun stuff we're gonna do. I haven't stopped bouncing since I woke up. I mean, I almost forgot to breathe. I've been so happy." Dash gave a slightly uncomfortable laugh. She had always appreciated Pinkie Pie's friendly, outgoing way of life, but Pinkie's overabundant enthusiasm almost creeped her out. Dash maintained a polite expression, however. If Pinkie was this worked up, whatever she had planned must be good. "So, you ready to get started, Rainbow Dash? I've got everything all ready," the pink pony said. Dash psyched herself up. "You betcha, Pinkie. So what do you got planned? We gonna prank somebody? I got a couple good ones I've been thinking about. Or maybe you've got some stunts you think I should try. Or perhaps..." "Making cupcakes!" Pinkie happily announced. "Baking?" Dash was disappointed. "Pinkie, you know I'm not good at baking. Remember last time?" "Oh, that's not a problem at all. I only need your help making them. I'll be doing most of the work," Pinkie explained. Dash thought about it for a second. "Well, all right, I guess that's okay. What exactly do you need me to do?" "That's the spirit. Here you go." Pinkie handed Dash a cupcake. Dash was puzzled. "I thought I was helping you bake." "You will be. I made this one just for you before you got here." "So, is this like taste testing or something?" "Sorta," Pinkie said. Dash shrugged and popped the pastry in her mouth. She chewed a bit and swallowed. Not bad. "Okay, now what?" Dash asked. "Now," Pinkie informed her, "you take a nap." Puzzled, Dash opened her mouth, but felt instantly lightheaded. A wave of dizziness washed over her. The world spun, and seconds later, she collapsed to the floor.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun dun dun! End of chapter 1.
You know, we haven't even gotten to the bad part yet.
Not even close.
And it's so surreal to have this game going on in the background. This over-the-top, pretty pony, let's collect some ribbons
Not only that, but in the screen before, you had Pinky and Dash on the same screen, appearing to be very happy to be in each other's company. Trust me, that changes.
Oh no! They've completely changed the designs between generations 3 and 4. The pink one is Rarity. Yeah, I know. It's really confusing. Try not to think too hard about it. Your brain will break.
My brain's already breaking.
Oh,
from
look
this,
at that
this
beautiful,
review.
beautiful bridge. Look, man, I can't believe it. Oh, I got some rainbow power, bitches.
You know, this is all very cute, and we're gonna need it here shortly because we're on to Chapter 2. Please don't do it, Pinky.
Please don't.
When Dash regained consciousness, she found herself in a dark room. She tried to shake her head, but found that a taut leather strap held it firmly in place. She struggled to move, but braces around her chest and limbs glued her to a rack formed from a series of sturdy planks, which spread her legs wide apart. Dash's wings were the only part of her not tied down, and they fluttered frantically while she struggled to escape. As she writhed, Pinky jumped suddenly into her line of sight. "Goody, you're awake! Now we can get started!" Pinky stated gleefully. She bounded into the darkness and quickly reappeared, pushing a small cart covered with a cloth. "Pinky, what's going on? I can't move," Dash said urgently. "Well, duh, that's because you're tied down," chided Pinky. "That's why you can't move. I didn't think you need to be told that." "But why? What's happening? I thought you said I was going to help make cupcakes." "You are helping. You see, I ran out of the special ingredient and I need you to get more." "Special ingredient?" Dash was now breathing heavily and starting to panic. "What special ingredient?" Pinky giggled and responded, "You silly!" Dash's eyes widened and her face contorted in fear.
Oh no!
Then she started to laugh and said in a voice bordering on hysteria, "Ooh, you really got me there, Pinkie Pie. I mean, tricking me into thinking I'm gonna get made into a cupcake? I gotta tell you, this is the best prank yet. You win. You're the best." Pinky only giggled even more. "Oh, thanks, Dash, but I haven't done any pranks today, so I can't accept your praise." Dash was struggling once again. "Pinky, come on, this isn't funny." "Then why are you laughing?" Before Dash could answer, Pinky grabbed the cloth and whipped it off the cart. On the cart was a tray containing various sharp medical tools and knives, carefully organized and wickedly sharp, as well as a large medical bag. Dash was now in full panic mode. She was starting to hyperventilate. Her mind raced as she tried to reason with the pink pony. "You can't do this, Pinky. I'm your friend." "I know you are, and that's why I'm so happy that I've got you here. We get to share your last moments together, just you and me." Pinky was skipping again. "But the other ponies will wonder where I am. When the clouds pile up, they'll come looking for me, and then you'll get found out," Dash cried in desperation. "Oh, Dash," said Pinky, "don't worry, there are plenty of Pegasus ponies to take care of a few clouds. And besides, no one will find out. I mean, how long do you think I've been doing this?" And with that ominous statement, the lights suddenly came to life and revealed the rest of the room.
Something weird's happening here.
As we have a bubble fight.
I wasn't prepared for this level of anarchy.
So Rarity's on the left, and
I have no idea. I think that's Whistle Wishes, who doesn't exist anymore. It's
because
don't think hard about it.
Because Pinky probably cut her up. Anyway,
probably.
Moving on with the story. Where was I? "Oh no!" Dash shrilled in horror as the image presented to her. The room was decorated with a typical but twisted Pinkie Pie flair. Colorful streamers of dried entrails fluttered around on the ceiling. Brightly painted skulls of all sizes were attached to the walls, and organs done up in pastels filled with helium were tied to the backs of chairs. The tables and chairs were made of bones and the preserved flesh of past ponies. Dash cringed upon seeing the centerpiece of the table nearest to her. The heads of 4 foals, their eyes closed as if they were sleeping, were wearing party hats made from their own skin. With a thrill of terror, Dash recognized one of them as Apple Bloom's classmate Twist.
Tom, what the truck?
As I said, we're starting the descent into madness here.
What the buck?
Dash's eyes darted back and forth, then fell upon a patchwork banner hanging from the rafters. Made from several tanned pony hides, the words "Life is a Party" were scrawled on it in red blood.
What the apple bucking minute?
What is this fanfic?
Who would do that? Such a thing? Go ahead, continue.
The article was Sergeant Sprinkles tribute.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay, I don't know who Sergeant Sprinkles is.
No, but he tribute.
Fine, yeah, this is tribute, I guess.
All right.
Like it? Pony asked. I made it myself.
Nope.
In a very obvious comment. Desperately, Dash pleaded with the smiling pony before her. Pinky, please, I'm sorry if I did anything to you. I didn't mean it. Please, let me go. I promise I won't tell anybody. Oh, Dash, you didn't do anything. It's just that your number came up and, well, I don't make the rules. We can't turn back now. Dash was tearing up. How could this be happening? Oh, don't be sad, Dash, said Pinky. Look, this'll cheer you up. I brought you a friend. Seemingly out of nowhere, Pinky produced a brightly painted blue and yellow skull. It was about pony size, but it had a very defining feature. A beak.
Oh no.
Dash gasped in shock. Is that? Hey Dash, let's hang together. These ponies are lamos. Dweebs, Pinky mimicked. I caught her right before she left town. Remember when I left the party for about 20 minutes? That wasn't enough time to play with her, of course. I had to wait till the party to do that. After the party to do that. But boy, am I glad I did. It was worth it for the flavor alone. Griffins taste like two animals at once. It's amazing.
Oh God, no.
I know she didn't have a number like everyone else in Ponyville, but when I was going to get another chance to try Griffin, I probably should have asked where she came from so I could have gotten more, but I forgot. I'll tell you what, though, she was quite the fighter. She lasted a long time, which was a lot of fun for me. I got the chance to play with somebody other than a pony and try new things. It's too bad she had to be such a meanie mouth. She said so much bad stuff, I just had to take her tongue out. You know, bad language makes for bad feelings, Rainbow Dash. Dash didn't have anything to say. She just sobbed and writhed in her tight bonds. Well, said Pinky with an air of finality, that's enough reminiscing. It's time to begin. Putting down Gilda's skull, the pink pony gripped a scalpel in the cleft of her hoof and walked over to Dash's right flank. Without any flair, Pinky placed the blade an inch above Dash's cutie mark and began a circular cut around it.
Ah.
Dash shouted in pain and tried desperately to pull away, but the braces held her still. Finishing the incision, Pinky grabbed a curved skinning knife from the tray. Screwing up her face in concentration, she worked it under Dash's skin and sliced the hide away from the muscle. Dash ground her teeth as she tearfully watched her flesh peel off. Pinky then moved to the other side and repeated the process on Dash's left flank. Once she had finished, Pinky held up both cutie marks in front of her friend and started waving them like pom-poms. Darren's laughing at this. My soul is dying right now.
It's so bizarre. I just can't help it.
Dash just whimpered.
Oh my
like my
gosh.
soul. Her thighs burned like nothing she had felt before.
Delicious.
Placing the ragged patches of skin down, Pinky selected a large butcher knife and walked behind the blue Pegasus. Hope you don't mind, I think I'm gonna wing it now. Pinky laughed.
Wah, wah, wah.
She grabbed Dash's left wing in her mouth and played with it for a few seconds, yanking it back to the sharp pain, reignited the fire in Dash's flanks. Then, stretching the wing out, Pinky brought the blade down hard at the base. Instantly, Dash screamed and thrashed her appendage. The movement threw off Pinky's aim. She tried to hit the mark again but missed, and instead carved a huge slice into Dash's back. Dash, you gotta stay still or I'll keep missing, scolded Pinky as her friend howled. Pinky took another whack and hit her target. She swung again and again. Blood sprayed into the air. But Pinky realized she wasn't getting anywhere. The blade just wasn't going through the bone. I guess I forgot to sharpen it. I'll try something else. stated Pinky matter-of-factly as she tossed the knife over her shoulder, embedding the blade in the table. Through the haze of pain and tears, Dash heard the sound of a metal box opening and closing. Got it! Say, Dash, why do they call it a hacksaw? It doesn't hack. Hacking is what I was doing with the knife. This is a saw. I don't get it. Pinky placed the tool over the mangled flesh of the last attempt. Standing on her hind legs, she worked the saw back and forth with her front hooves. It sliced effortlessly through the bone and skin. The feeling of the jagged teeth grinding it into her made Dash want to vomit. She watched numbly as her wing flew over her head and landed with a fluff on the table. Pinky moved to the next wing and started sawing. Dash didn't struggle this time. She'd given up the fight and focused on choking back screams of agony. Abruptly, the sawing paused as Darren moves uncomfortably to my left. Pinky was only halfway done, the wing hanging off by a sliver. Hey, Dash, Pinky piped up. Think fast! Suddenly, Pinky yanked the wing as hard as she could. The bone snapped, but the blue pony's skin held, and then tore away. The pull ripped away a long strip of flesh all the way down Dash's back to her rump. Her body seized at the unexpected trauma. As her pelvis tensed up, Dash felt a warm release between her legs, and her loud, unending melody of pain filled the room. Unable to catch her breath, she blacked out. Dash awoke with a gasp. The stench of her urine filled her mucus-caked nostrils. As her vision swam into focus, she saw a very pouty Pinkie Pie removing a large adrenaline needle from her chest. Stomping her hooves, the frustrated Pinkie lashed out at her helpless victim. Didn't anybody teach you any manners? It's very rude to fall asleep when somebody invites you over to spend time with them. How would you like it if I came over to your house and went to sleep? Oh, sorry, Dash. You're so boring, I think I'll take a nap. You think I like always doing this by myself? I told you how excited I got when I found you were next. I was excited to have a friend be here with me while I worked. But no! You've got to be inconsiderate. You know, I thought you were tough. I thought you could handle anything. I've had foals stand up better than you. Do I have to baby you? Huh? Is that how you want me to remember you? As a baby? As Pinkie stopped to catch her breath, Dash blinked and sobbed softly. Her back was in agony, her sides were on fire, and there was an intense pain in one of her legs. As she blinked again, she saw Pinkie pop something red into her mouth and begin to chew. Noticing Dash's stare, Pinkie quickly gulped the morsel down. What? Pinkie asked. Oh, this? She held up another piece. Well, while you were sleeping, I got a little impatient and helped myself to a small sample. I got it from your leg. You're not bad. Wanna try some? Without waiting for a response, Pinkie shoved a strip of meat into the revolted Pegasus pony's mouth. Dash gagged and immediately spit it out. Pinkie frowned and picked up the chunk of flesh. If you don't want it, you could have said no. She contemplated the discarded snotty morsel, then gulped it up. It's not like you haven't had my cupcakes before. Swallowing, Pinkie turned her attention to a small can on the tray. She removed the lid, revealing that it was filled with red-hot coals. Lying on top of the coals were several large nails. As the adrenaline filled her veins, Dash began to panic once again. Picking up the can, Pinkie walked over to Dash's left. Holding some tongs with her mouth, Pinkie carefully picked up a nail and positioned it at the seam between her victim's front left leg and hoof. She then grabbed a hammer and took careful aim. No, Pinkie! Dash screamed. No! No! The hammer came down and the nail punctured Dash's skin. The white-hot burning was too much. Dash screamed as she pulled and thrashed at the braces, causing her raw skin to rub and tear. Pinkie tried to line up another nail, but couldn't find her aim and let out a frustrated grunt. When Pinkie brought the hammer back to take a wild swing, Dash burst out crying and begging. Please stop! Please, please stop! End of chapter 2. Do you still have any soul left there, Darren?
It's pretty hard to listen to.
Yeah.
It's pretty messed up there, Tom.
Here's what frightens me.
Well, this kid's gonna be a serial killer, Tom.
Here is what frightens me. Someone thought this.
Yeah.
And not only did someone think this, someone thought that I should write this.
It's pretty dank.
And then someone thought I should write this and share it with random people on the internet.
Yep.
What is wrong with people?
Yeah, I don't. As someone who has watched the program, it's pretty freaking disturbing.
Is Pinky anywhere near as diabolical as this?
No, God, no.
Okay.
I mean, she's crazy,
Crazy, okay.
but she's not like.
So there's at least some understanding why she was picked as the character in this.
Yeah, I mean, she's
freak show.
She breaks the fourth wall a lot. She's a fan favorite. She's a hilarious character.
And Rainbow Dash is basically John Cena, right?
Rainbow Dash is someone who's really overconfident, is the best at anything athletic, that kind of thing.
Okay, so maybe like AJ Styles.
Yeah, kind of like an AJ Styles type character if you watch wrestling. Yeah.
By the way, yeah, we're talking wrestling now, guys, because we need something to put joy in our hearts again after that chapter. By the way, I will say Chapter 3 is shorter than the last one.
Well, it better be. I mean.
Yeah, I hope so too. So
I'm actually surprised that this game has more to do. I figured I was done whenever I got all the ribbons. I thought I was done because it's a Game Boy game.
So what are you doing now, by the way?
I have no freaking clue.
Yeah.
I think I'm looking for. It looks like a pair of tongs up there. Oh, here it is, right here.
There you go.
It's a freaking toothbrush. Yeah, it's freaking brush my pony teeth.
By the way, as I continue to muster up the courage to finish this story, how would you rate this game?
I'd give it a pants out of a shirt.
Pants out of a shirt.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's not very good.
Okay.
The thing is, it's one of those games where it's clearly something you just hand to your small child to get them to shut up for a few minutes.
Yeah.
It's not difficult by any stretch. It's basically, go pick this thing up. Now bring this thing back to the person who told you to pick it up. Now here's something else you gotta pick up.
Well, and to me it also looks like one of those games where someone in marketing went to a development team and said, hey, make this, you have 4 weeks.
Yeah, that's pretty much it, yeah.
Okay, like a lot of advanced games were kind of actually.
Need a bedtime story. Okay, here's a bedtime story. We'll read you cupcakes. How you
Yeah.
like that? You want that as a bedtime story? Little Miss Zipperwill, what your name is?
Yeah, all right, we gotta do this.
We gotta finish it.
We're
gotta
gonna
finish it.
We have to do it like cough medicine. We gotta finish
it.
this.
Rainbow Dash is one of my favorite characters.
So this is hitting you right in the feels.
Well, yeah, because my niece loves the show, so I've watched.
I hope she's not listening.
No, she shouldn't be at this hour.
Really,
but,
and don't show this. Make sure she never sees this.
no, she'll never see it.
Good. Thank you.
It's one of those things where when you're watching with kids, you bond.
Yeah.
And you learn everything about these characters, and so it's just one of those. I can hear the character voice.
By the way, have we lost viewers since this started?
No, we haven't. I mean, we've still got 2 viewers.
Okay.
That's pretty much how many we had when we started this.
2 viewers.
I think we actually gained one when someone realized we were doing My Freaking Little Pony. Oh, my rainbow meter just about to explode.
Well, I can safely say that 2 lives.
Do you
have
even
changed.
rainbow?
2 lives have changed just in the last half hour. So, all right, you can do this, Tom.
Don't do it, Tom.
One final chapter. No pain, no pain, no pain.
Just do it.
All right, chapter 3. Every rainbow has an end.
No! No! No!
Pinky rolled her eyes.
Someone call the Wonderbolts.
Putting down the hammer and tongs, she walked back in front of her friend and stared pensively at the broken Pegasus. Gilda didn't even cry this much when she had a live Paris Sprite stuffed down her throat. Pinky thought for a minute about what to do next, then had a sudden spark of inspiration. By the way, what's a Paris Sprite?
It's like a lightning bug that...
like those things that were flying around?
No, those are breezies.
Oh.
I feel bad that I know that. No, Paris Sprite's one of those... There's just a little annoyance that pop up. They multiply at random. They're like flying roaches that are cute.
Okay, gotcha. Probably not good for eating, though.
No, they're not good for really anything other than just destroying your property values.
And acting as a torture device in really bad fan fictions. All right.
Aw, snap.
Rotating a wheel on the rack, Pinky laid Dash on her back, then moved to Dash's hind legs, bringing the can with her.
I don't...
Picking up her tools, Pinky drove a searing hot spike of metal directly into the bottom of Dash's hoof. As Dash yelled in pain, Pinky moved around and drove a second nail into the other hoof. Next, Pinky went back to her cart and located an enormous battery and controller, which she dragged over to where she was working. She tied copper wires between the terminals and the nails driven into Dash's hooves, then gave Dash a wink and flipped the switch. Electricity rocketed through Dash's body. The blue pony reacted immediately. Her body seized, her muscles snapped taut. Dash's hips thrust skyward, her eyes rolled back, and she let out a deep, throat-shredding cry. Pinky giggled and danced in place, then reached down and turned up the juice. Dash convulsed uncontrollably, and her bladder emptied out once more. After about 5 minutes, Pinky shut off the power. Wisps of steam rose from the singed fur around Dash's hooves, and the area reeked of cooked flesh and burnt enamel. I guess that's one way to get rid of the urine smell.
Yeah. It's like burning a candle. I guess.
Rainbow Dash, you are like a candle in the wind.
Candle.
Alright, anyway, Pinky rotated Dash upright again and tried to snap the drooling, delirious pony back into attention. I get the feeling this author did not like Rainbow Dash.
I have no idea. I think this author just doesn't like things.
I don't think he likes sanity, just in general.
This is so disturbing.
Very sister. It's almost over.
It's as bad as the game.
We can. Is this game really that bad?
No, I'm just.
I was gonna say.
No, it's boring.
I mean,
the game is boring.
it looks boring.
The game is boring.
Well, something to counter the definitely not boring fan fiction. All right. Dash, Rainbow Dash, wake up! Dash moaned and managed to give a modicum of weak acknowledgement. Pinky studied her handiwork, then reached into the medicine bag and produced a large syringe. All right, time for the last round. Dash focused blearily on the needle, which Pinky took as a question as to what it was. This is a little something to take the pain away, Pinky informed Dash as she walked around to her victim's ruined back. Dash flinched as Pinky jabbed the needle into the lower part of the blue pony's spine. Moving in front of her friend again, Pinky leaned down and elaborated. In a few minutes, you won't be able to feel anything below your ribcage. Then you'll be able to stay awake to watch the harvest. Dash started to cry again. Pinky? She choked out. Yeah? I want to go home. Dash sobbed. Yeah, I can see you wanting to do that, replied the party pony. Sometimes I just want to give up. Just say, I'm done with this mess and go to bed. But you know what? You can't shrug off your responsibilities. You got to pull yourself up and meet the challenges head on. That's the only way you're going to get ahead in life. Dash hung her head and cried. Minutes passed as the drug took effect. Eventually, Dash was completely numb from her chest to her flanks. At this point, Pinky approached with a scalpel. Glancing at Dash and smiling, Pinky made a long horizontal cut across the Pegasus pony's pelvis just above her crotch. I don't like where this is going.
Yeah.
Moving up Dash's body.
Just now.
Moving up Dash's body,
We found the line, everybody.
Pinky made a similar incision under her ribs. Finally, Pinky made a long vertical cut down Dash's stomach, connecting the first two. Looks like I've got my eye on you, Dash, Pinky giggled. With a moist, gooey sound, the flaps of skin opened. The sight of her own organs and the lack of feeling caused Dash's breathing to intensify. Pinky carefully sliced open Dash's abdominal sac and grabbed her large intestines. As she separated the organs from the rest of her digestive tract and pulled it out of the new cavity, Pinky grew jovial. Laughing as she gutted her friend, Pinky began to make jokes. Dash, growing weaker from this new source of blood loss, tried desperately to shut out the macabre comedy act. Look at me, I'm Rarity! Pinky laughed, slinging the intestinal tube around her neck and spraying blood in all directions. Isn't my new scarf so pretty? Reaching back inside, she sliced a smaller intestine off from the bowels, squeezing out the excess excrement.
Yeah.
Pinky filled the slimy organ. I swear this is almost over. There's like
Are you
there's
certain?
a couple paragraphs left. We're gonna do this. Pinky filled the slimy organ, filed the slimy organ through her mouth, and dragged it back and forth. Dentists say you gotta floss every day, Dash. Even Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lambs wasn't this bad.
Yeah. It's pretty rough.
Come on, just
This
a
is
couple.
why you haven't done this for 3 years.
No, I literally had to build up 3 years of courage for this one, and I only lasted through the first 2 chapters. But we gotta do it. We gotta do it. We gotta do it. Dash was barely aware of what was going on anymore. The shock was causing her to fade. Disappointed, Pinky dived back into the blue pony's guts, ramping up her routine. Oh, don't go yet, Dash. Pinky started pulling out the rest of Dash's organs, pausing with each removal. I know it can be a real pancreas, but you know I'm just kidney with you.
Hey, Rainbow Dash is here.
She's alive!
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah.
Yeah. You've really got to learn to liver it up. Boy, these jokes are getting bladder. Guess you gotta develop a stomach for them. Pinky placed the discarded body parts into a bucket after her dad jokes, keeping the last one for a bit longer. Ooh, bagpipes, she said, placing the end of Dash's esophagus in her mouth and the stomach in her armpit. She squeezed, and a spurt of
Yeah. Just skip that. Skip it.
Spurt of acid, where was I? Hit her tongue. Ew, hey, look, that's your cupcake, Dash.
Yeah.
Dash didn't hear her tormentor. She had slipped from consciousness minutes ago. Pinky, not satisfied, hit Dash with another adrenaline shot. Dash woke up for the last time, her heart pounding. Warm blood flowed out from the wound in her chest in great spurts.
Oh, I found Pinkie Pie.
You know what? Fuck you, Pinkie Pie. At this point, I just gotta say that. It wouldn't be long now. Pinky brought Dash around to her back again and straddled the blue pony's chest, the scalpel at the ready. You know, Rainbow Dash, I'm disappointed. I thought you would have lasted longer. I really wanted to spend more time with you before we got here, but I guess it's my fault. I should have taken it a little slower. Oh well, it was really nice knowing you, Dash. You know, Rainbow... The blade sunk into the blue throat and worked its way up to Dash's chin. Coming back down, Pinky scalpel then circled Dash's neck. The last thing Rainbow Dash felt was her skin being cut away from her skull and the metal of the blade scraping her teeth. Then, she was gone. Pinkie Pie stared into the mirror. She had done a really good job, even keeping the eyelids. She winked, and Dash winked back. Pinky smiled. But still, she was sad that her friend was now gone. Dash had lasted only 50 minutes, not nearly as long as Pinky had wanted. She looked back at the cadaver hanging in the center of the room, the last of her friend's fluids draining into a pan. Yep, no more Rainbow Dash. As she looked, Pinky cocked her head. She began to take notice of the fact that there really wasn't much damage in the corpse. In fact, the pink pony mused, I think... An idea exploded in her head. She was good at sewing and had all the pieces. All she had to do was put them back together. Yeah, she just had to get some stuffing and bingo, she'd have Rainbow Dash forever. In fact, thought Pinky, that's what she'd do for all of her best friends when their numbers came up. She was so excited, she skipped right over to the body with her Skinner to get started. The cupcakes would wait. Pinkie Pie had a friend to make. The end.
What in the What in the hell
You know,
did I just listen to?
there is a new supervillain that we all can be afraid of. The Joker, Heath Ledger Joker, has been pushed aside. Freddy Krueger, take a seat. Jason, with your big machete, just go back to the campground, because, ladies and gentlemen,
Your garbage, Jason.
we have Pinkie Pie. Not just depriving Rainbow Dash of life, but depriving myself, Darren, and you, the viewer. I see we're now down to one viewer now, because the other one probably just couldn't freaking take it.
Well, I don't blame him.
I don't blame him either. We have Pinkie Pie, the savage, diabolical, insane pony. So I'm supposed to review this and critique it.
You got 15 minutes.
14.
All right.
It's 14, Darren.
Okay.
Don't give me another minute of this. So, the first thing I gotta say, and one thing I'll read some reviews of this as well, because there have to be other people in this world that thinks this is just crazy. I'm really curious what the reviews say now. Grammar-wise, it was fine. It was actually well written. There weren't many grammar issues. The capitalizations were, proper. The question marks, the exclamation points, everything seemed to work. Whoever wrote this actually had some talent. But the thing about diabolical geniuses is that sometimes they're really freaking insane. And I'm not saying this person's a genius, but I'm saying this person's insane. But this person can adequately type words and make them coherent. So, it takes an imagination to come up with something like this, and this person certainly has it. So, grammar-wise, it was fine. Let's see, what else? No expletives. I mean, it's My Little Pony after all, so I guess in that regard...
that stayed true to the...
It stayed true to the canon. In that regard.
Yeah.
Not anything else, just in that regard.
Just in that, yeah.
Bravo, I guess. Yay.
Thanks.
No, not really. I would also, story flow, the story moved.
Yeah. It moved me.
Moved me, all right.
Moved me right back to hell. What the hell?
Yeah, exactly. Moved me right back to, first grade when it was a simpler time, and we didn't have My Little Pony horror fanfics in the world. Yeah. So,
what is friendship all about?
But, this is one reason why I used to grade these categories like, grammar, story flow, punctuation, and just general WTFness. But, I feel I can't do that anymore with this fan fiction.
I can't do it
because
anymore.
it would get too good of a grade. Because, the grammar, the cleanliness, it was fine. There's not... Yeah, you're asking right now to give this a star rating, 1 through 5. I'm giving this all the stars.
Oh, no. What?
All the stars, because this is truly the pinnacle of just horrifically bad fan fiction.
Oh, my God.
The worse you are, the more stars you get. This one gets all the stars.
This is the greatest moment in the history of...
Actually, no, wait, but no. You know what? I take it back. I am walking back the last 30 seconds.
All right.
For a fanfic...
Poor Sergeant Sprinkle's tribute almost made it.
For a fanfic to get an all the stars in the world ranking, it had to be enjoyable. You had to find some sort of entertainment value, whether you can laugh at it, and just have fun skewering it. Like the original fanfics that I did way back when. I did a fanfic about Jesus giving birth to Sonic the Hedgehog, in my very first fanfic.
Yeah.
That it was weird, but at the same time, it was written in a way that was kind of like, you could just laugh at it a
That's
little
an
bit.
original character. Don't steal it.
The Michael Bayification of My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic, you could laugh at it, partly because of my Jamaican accent for Applejack.
It was the best.
It really was, and I'm sad there was no Applejack in this. Actually, you know what? I'm glad Applejack wasn't in this, because she would not have lived. Those were fun. You can critique those. This was not enjoyable. This was, you may have laughed, when me and Darren cringed at the various parts of it. But this was a tough one. This was a tough one. So I'm going to give this one...
How many cupcakes out of 5?
I'm giving it 4 cupcakes out of 5. It misses the final cupcake because I hate myself after reading it.
It misses the final cupcake.
So... By the way, we have 9 more minutes left until we get a nice palate cleanser in us.
So, if you're going to use the Geek Cave rating scale, is this a be like Tom or don't be like Tom?
Don't be like Tom.
Don't be like Tom.
Don't be like Tom. Don't be like Tom. Don't. Definitely don't. Just. Actually, this gets a just don't
Okay.
rating. I could tell you to find it on fanfiction.net, but don't. In fact... The title of this is Cupcakes Volume 1 Original. So that tells me somewhere there's a sequel or like a remake or a remaster. I'm not going to search for it. This is something I will not do. I thought at the beginning of this, is like, you know what, maybe I should find a sequel and just see where this all leads.
You don't need to.
I feel I don't have to anymore. I don't need to. So... we're going to read some of the reviews on fanfiction.net because it takes a depraved person to read this story and takes a depraved person to actually review it. So, Ollie the Bro on August 24th, actually just a couple weeks ago, not even a couple weeks ago, like a week and a half ago. A great read for all the family.
All right.
Chapter 1, in response to Chapter 1, Carrie Flair said, "This chapter was really interesting. Makes me want to read more. I give it 5 stars." Now, I will say, the first chapter was about as tame as you could be. The worst that happened to Raven with Ash is that she ate a cupcake that made her go to sleep.
She got roofied.
So there was some intrigue after chapter 1. So I'll give it that. All right, now here's one from a person who chooses to remain anonymous, and it's probably for the best.
Yeah, it's probably for the best, Jeff.
In July of this year, this person says, "No, I wasn't going to write a review, but fuck it. I absolutely hate this story. And I don't hate many things or people. As much as Pinkie Pie was my least fave main 6th character with Rarity, you now ruined her even more for me. Want me to say a good thing about this? The writing was good."
Yeah,
There.
it was
Fuck.
good.
It actually was. It was an easy read, aside from the content. I thought the other reviews would have been different from what they actually were, and what I read there just made me even more sick to my stomach. So, that seems to tell that there are more reviewers. I hope these people aren't serious. Lanky Kong says, Holy jumping Jesus on a pogo stick, watching Popey the Performer with Madoka Kanami. This is insane. I remember a few years ago watching the animation and nearly...
No.
There's animation of this?
Yeah, someone made a fan animation of it. A fanimation, if you will. See, this is why you research...
You got a corner that I could rock back and forth in?
No. This is like the live studio. We don't have time for the...
No.
We don't have room for the corner.
Let's
just say that just don't watch it.
Don't.
Yeah.
Don't seek it out.
No.
Don't. Whatever you do, don't.
Don't be like Tom.
Don't be like... Actually, in this case, be like Tom, because I'm not going to seek it out.
Yeah.
This is definitely well done for a horror story. Same person. I hope you write more soon. Oh, God.
Yeah, just keep going.
Keep going.
Keep going.
Okay. Funny Paul's 898 says in January 29th of this year, I like this chapter. It has a lot of gore, so I rate this 100 out of 100 in response to chapter 2. Of course, I forgot to say somewhere the words were spelled wrong, but I still like this one. Of course, this person spelled his words wrong too, so... After chapter 2, someone said, "This is so sick, my legs and wrist hurt now." Feeling what Dash was feeling at the time.
I presume.
I presume. Trixie Shots saying the ending was sort of nice, I guess. In a weird way, it actually was. But yes and no. It did wrap a nice bow at the end.
Oh.
If by nice, I mean completely screwed up. All right. Let's see. What else? Some weird guy says, to be honest, this wasn't that bad. I mean, if this happened in the show, it would be much more interesting. Okay.
Apologize.
There's a few here that I am not going to repeat. Because there are limits to what we...
Well, it seems the common thread is this is horrifying.
It's horrifying, and I either like it or I don't like it.
Yeah.
Which horrifies me, quite frankly. In fact, I may be just as horrified reading the reviews of this as I am reading the actual story.
This is the longest 5 minutes of my life.
4 minutes now. If you know what, I can try to spice it up a little bit. Someone left a Spanish review.
Oh God.
So if you're the one viewer that's still watching this, and you know Spanish, let us know so you can translate this. Dios mío, que fuerte quiero decir Pinkie Pie esencia a una de sus amigas cruelmente despindadola y sacándole los órganos internos hasta matarla, whatever. O eso he entiendo yo para hacer pastelitos porque al final decida hacerse una muñeca de Rainbow Dash con el cuerpo. Incredible. No tengo más palabras.
All right, I understand. Oh my God.
And incredible.
And amigos. I understood that.
And Dios mío is like, oh
no
my.
No tengo más palabras. I mean, something along the lines of I have no idea what's wrong with you.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah. And by the way, I apologize if you were indeed Spanish, and I just want to let you know that if I ever go into a Spanish country, I will probably not survive because I can apparently not speak Spanish or even recite it if it's written for me.
You know what's really messed up? Just as an aside note. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'm playing a horse, right? I mean, a pony, horse, whatever. And I'm on a fetch quest.
Okay.
You see that thing in the upper left-hand corner of the screen?
Yeah.
That's glue.
Okay.
What do you think glue's made of? I just freaking collected glue.
Darren,
I'm a pony.
I think we have reached maximum.
Who knew this would even happen?
There's a breaking point.
This is a Game Boy game
that my brain has. I literally
Rainbow Dash. I brought the glue, Rainbow Dash.
I felt a crack in my brain just now.
Brought the glue that was made out of Twilight Sparkle.
A
Rainbow
very
Dash.
noticeable crack in my head.
Yeah, I can find kite paint to make the kite pretty.
I think it's time we move on.
All right. Well, I gotta find this paint real quick because horses love paint.
Yeah, paint. Find the paint so we can completely paint this fan fiction out of existence.
Get this paint. You got any paint? No, you don't got nothing.
Yo, homie, got any paint?
You got nothing. Flowers. I don't need stinking flowers. I'm a princess. I don't even need to be doing this gimmicky errand stuff. I should just be waving my unicorn horn around and making paint appear.
Now that a lot of the horrification has subsided, I guess...
Oh, it's still there.
I guess we can compare Pinkie Pie in this to some sort of hybrid of Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lambs and that guy from Saw.
Yeah.
Because this essentially... See, we had the Michael Bayification of My Little Pony in this really bad fanfiction review series. Now we had the Sawification of My Little Pony.
Sawification.
Although, would Saw even go to those depths, though?
Nah, I don't think so.
I've never watched a Saw movie.
Saw would make someone else do it.
Yeah.
Where am I going to find freaking paint?
By the way, I like this one review, guest back in 2015. Speaking with his friends, says,
Horses.
Friend says, how boring. Other friend says, hey, I'm hungry. Who wants pizza? Friend says, now we're talking. Let's go get some pizza and forget about this cupcake fanfic. You know, I like where that guy is. That guy's thinking.
I like the cut of his jib.
Yeah. Oh, and
I
by the
probably
way,
shouldn't have said cut.
no, bad, Darren, bad. But okay, here is the final word on cupcakes. The
Oh man, the
worst-
paint's a bucket full of red stuff.
the horror of it would be.
Yeah.
We have horse glue and we have red paint.
We've come full circle.
The final review. This was an amazing story. Even if I do think Dash is best pony, it's still an awesome story.
Oh, it was amazing.
I'll bet this thing will be covered in likes. I wish the best for the author, and I think writing more fanfics like these would be awesome. And this person ends it off with, I'd like to see an Applejack fanfic like this.
No.
So do not
Applejack is best pony.
give up hope. Jamaican Applejack
Applejack is
someday could return.
no.
But I think I have to wait about 5 years to do that fanfic.
Don't ever do this.
No, you're right. Don't be like Tom.
Don't be like Tom. All right,
We're done.
We're done. We're going to switch gears. We're done with this stupid pony game.
By the way, tell your friends it's safe now.
Yeah.
You can come back.
You know what? As soon as you wrapped up, we had another person leave.
But that
apparently
person
they
came
were,
back.
They were staying. Oh, they were staying for the review. All right, we're going to take a quick break while we cycle out from one machine to another. See if you can have your next thing pulled up.
Yep.
Because Tom is going to take us on a little ride. Now, do you need a controller or anything?
I have a controller. I have an adapter. I just need to go grab it. So.
Okay. Well, while Tom does that, I'm going to try to find this freaking string so I can get these kites ready because it's Princess Celebration weekend. While I'm doing that, you can donate to Geek Cave Extra Life. It's simple. All you have to do is go to geekcavepodcast.com/extra life 2017.
I'm gonna go in a corner and cry for a moment.
Okay, you do that.
Yeah.
I'll make some kites.
Kites make me happy.
I don't even remember the name of this game. My Little Pony, Crystal Princess, yada yada yada.
Don't play it.
Yeah. I've played worse. Nothing comes to mind, but I've played worse. Alright. It is 1 a.m., which means it is time for another giveaway. So for those of you paying attention on Twitch, twitch.tv/GeekCavePodcast, we thank you. Let's see if we can't give away something good to reward you for sitting through all that. You can donate, by the way, right now. We are past 2,100. That is amazing.
Really it is, guys.
So let's see if we can't make somebody's night. As Tom gets set up, I'm going to pull up our number generator here. What we're doing, it's completely scientific, and by completely scientific, I mean we have a list of donors who provided their names. And then we are just pumping it into a number generator and, having it pick. Having Google pick for us. So it's...
So if you don't win, blame Google.
Yep. It's easy peasy. All right.
Japanese.
The number is between 1 and 24 this round. Now remember, if you don't win, don't worry. You are still qualified for the NES Classic, which we will give away at the end of the marathon. However, number 16 is our winner right now. So Blake Greer, who's a big fan of the podcast.
Yes, he is.
We've talked with him a few times. Blake, congratulations. I don't know if you're still watching. We'll reach out to you. You just won your choice, PlayStation or Xbox Live gift card, and a free shirt from our friends at Shirtosaurus. So, congratulations, Blake. And give us just a moment. We're going to switch inputs. You might see a little bit of a hesitation or an interruption in the feed, but don't worry. We are going to be right back. Be sure to check out our Facebook page as well. It's facebook.com/geekcave. We'll have more updates as we progress. Oh, for the love of God, just take the string. All right, stick with us for just a moment.